No Drummer, coolest podcast in the world, and today I'm bringing y'all long-awaited interview with one of the loudest up-and-coming voices in the culture that has been making noise and helping to shape the narratives going on online. My guy Dawgface is in the building.
I swear, with you, how you feel?
How you feeling, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here, man. You've been going crazy.
Yeah, a little something.
Yeah. Definitely. So I want to get into your story about where you're coming from first. So fill us in. Where were you born, and tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
I was born in Pontiac, Michigan. I moved from Pontiac to Detroit 1986. I was 15 years old when I moved to Detroit.
Okay.
I moved down there to sell dope, active food, rob, steal, kill, all manners of plundering and robbery and thievery. That was me.
There wasn't enough of that going on in Pontiac?
No.
Okay.
I had already mastered all the thievery and robbery up there.
Okay.
So I needed a bigger situation to go rob and steal from them.
And who put you on to being a robber and whatnot?
Shit, the culture.
Okay.
It's the streets. When you're from the streets are the same no matter where you go. You're from Compton to Detroit, it's the same thing. From Philly to Compton to New York, the streets are the streets. We all experience all the same shit. What
did your parents want for you when you clearly went in another direction?
Oh, shit, man. I wasn't even concerned with that. I was concerned about surviving. I was concerned about doing what I had to do to eat. You know what I'm saying? I was forced into the street. My mother and father got divorced. My mother had a drug habit. And so that forced me into the streets. It was what it was. At that point in time, I had to do what I had to do to survive.
Right. Damn. So it was that crazy. Was your dad not really around too much, or what was your relationship with him?
After the divorce, he moved back down south.
Okay.
Which is where my parents were originally from, Alabama. So he moved back down south, and it was just me and my mama up there. My older brothers moved back down south with him. It was just me and my mama up here.
Okay. And you didn't consider going down south? You weren't interested?
Nah, I'm the baby. I'm a cancer, so I'm a mama's boy by nature. So no, I wasn't gonna leave my mama no matter what.
Okay, for sure. And at what age did you drop out of school?
Shit, I didn't drop out. I was getting locked up in the youth home. No, I ended up getting my GED. So I got my GED in the training school.
And what would you have said that you wanted to do with your life when you were 15, 16? Were you already fully on board with like wanting to live a street life, or?
So to tell you the truth, right? I was fully on board with doing whatever it took to survive, any matter what it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't give whatever it was, sell drugs, rob, whatever. Whatever I had to do, I was going to do it. It was as simple as that. I didn't really have, I didn't want to be Big Meech.
Okay.
I didn't want to be Maserati Rick. I didn't want to be none of that. I wanted to survive. So I was motivated by survival at first. I wasn't thinking about trying to be like nobody.
Right. Definitely. You're a funny podcast guest because the pauses just come out of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I wasn't focused. I didn't look up to anybody, man.
Okay, yeah.
The situation I grew up in was real, so all I was trying to do was survive. So whatever it took to survive, that's what I was on.
Okay.
I wasn't watching Scarface and say I wanted to be like Scarface. I didn't want to be like Michael Corleone, bro. I was just simply trying to survive. What I became is the direct result of just my journey in the street. Right.
So you're basically saying that like a lot of people get into the street life because they see this romanticized version of it in music and movies and whatnot. For you, this was just actually your reality. You weren't really influenced by pop culture or anything like that.
No, I didn't give a nothing about that shit. I wouldn't. Listen, there are a lot of people nowadays who are influenced by what you just said, by pop culture. They don't see it as that, but that's exactly what's going on. The music, the movies, the podcasts, the YouTubers, they want to be all that. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do to survive.
If you want to be a street dude, there's a lot of people like modeling it for you on the internet.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Hip-hop is a model for all street dumb shit.
Yeah.
Hip-hop is the #1 source of the most ignorant shit you can find. You can find it on hip-hop.
I mean, hip-hop is all these dudes from these environments taking their trauma, repackaging it, and selling it back to people, mostly people who haven't really been through what they've been through.
A lot of these hip-hop, bro, they ain't repackaging shit. A lot of these is just trying to be like somebody else.
Right.
Most of them are telling somebody else's story. That's not their story. When you really kind of like look into their background, most of the motherfuckers who are at the top of the hip-hop game, they didn't come from that, man. They may have grew up. It's different. It's a difference between coming up around something and seeing something and actually being a part of it. You can be from the streets but not be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? You can grow up in the hood and not be a killer, not be a gang banger, a gang leader, a drug dealer, none of that kind of shit. You got motherfuckers who just simply existed in the hood and that's what they know.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, how far into the street world would you say that you got during this time period? You know, like how advanced did you actually get hustle wise?
Shit, I robbed the best of them. You hear me? You know, I'm robbing anything.
That was your primary forte, though?
I'll rob a robber. I'll rob some shit. You hear me? See, nowadays, robbery is looked at like some sucker shit.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, this whole country was formulated and formed, right? The greatest American heroes were the Jesse James, were the Billy the Kids, were the Thomasine and Bush Rides, were the Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
Nowadays, robbery is looked at like it's some hoe shit, like it's some sucker shit. No, this country was formed on good robbery, train robbery, stagecoach robbery. So nowadays, they look at robbery like it's some hoe shit. Oh, if you rob somebody, you ain't no real hustler. I ain't trying to be a hustler. I'm trying to let you go out there and make it, and I'm gonna come and take it from you. I'm gonna come relieve it of you, because most really supreme hustlers, most of them niggas are some bitch ass niggas.
At that time period, what were the primary methods by which you would separate somebody from their drugs and money?
A pistol.
Yeah. So you're talking about just like a one-on-one, we're gonna catch you when you're just walking down.
I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna surveil you.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch you. I already lined your ass up. You don't even know it, right? So why should I stand on the block all day, all night selling dope when I know you a bitch ass nigga, and I know when I put this pistol on your bitch ass, you ain't gonna resist. You gonna give it to me, because if you do resist, you know what's gonna happen.
Right.
So I'm not gonna stand out there all day and risk it. I'm gonna take your shit. And my whole concept was it's a safe way to hustle, because you can't call the police. Yeah. How you gonna call the police on me and you selling dope and I take your dope or I take your money from you?
Right.
How you gonna call the police? That's what I thought at first. Until I got into a situation where I robbed the motherfucker and the motherfucker called the police and said I took something else other than the drugs and the money from him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, how you play it now?
So was everything smooth sailing before that incident?
Hell no, I done been shot at, all kind of shit. You can't be an effective robber and not have gone through. There are things that happen.
Right.
And you living that life. See, robbery is more dangerous. Being a robber is more dangerous than being a drug dealer. Right? Because you taking something from somebody who don't want to give it to you.
Right.
And most drug dealers, they in the streets already. They have friends, they have associates. They have they are entrenched into the community, and they got the bread. So when you take it from them, they ain't gonna like it. Yeah. They ain't gonna appreciate it. So they ain't gonna come back and do nothing to me personally, because they some bitch ass niggas, but they will pay somebody else to try to do something to you. So I've been shot up a million times. Because
like the perfect scenario for a drug dealer is you just sell drugs for a long period of time and nobody with you, nobody rats on you, just everything's smooth sailing for a period of time. But with a robbery, if you're a robbery guy, everything is blood and guts. Like this is either going down or they're gonna shoot you, or like it's, you have this one moment of conflict and then you get a bunch of money.
Well, as a robber, your reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
Once you become known as a robber, whenever somebody sees you, they clutch it. Because they think that you're gonna do something to them. Right. Even the old ladies are afraid of you.
So a lot of people will just hand it over though, but every once in a while you run into somebody who wanted to put up a fight.
There was resistance at times, but so the whole thing is, I come from a situation where I was raised by two of the most dangerous in my city from Pontiac. Suicide is one of them, and Louis Boy. And so you can ask anybody. You can ask anybody who ever been in the MDOC, the Michigan Department of Corrections. Louis Boy and Suicide were two of the most violent, two of the most aggressive people that the city of Pontiac ever produced. And so when I was young, I grew up under them. And so at first I used to talk to people a lot. You know what I'm saying? When I pull that pistol out, I would try to coax them out of giving me this shit. Because a lot of times, just because you pull a pistol on a motherfucker, don't mean they're going to automatically be compliant. They ain't going to automatically just do what you say do. They're going to try to talk you out of it. Or they're going to try to talk you into a situation where they can kind of like disarm you, or they can pull their shit. Because most of the times you rob somebody, they got guns on them too. Yeah. So Louis Boy and Suicide told me, you can stop talking so much, man. After I got shot the first time, right? You can talking too much. Once you pull a pistol out, a pistol is a tool of destruction. Once you pull that motherfucker out and point at that motherfucker, there ain't supposed to be no back and forth. You're supposed to drop that shit like it's hot. And so they told me that you doing too much talking, you're gonna fuck around and get shot in the face. You're gonna die this time. Next time you gotta wait this time. When motherfucker shot you in the side or shot you in the shoulder, whatever, shot you in the arm, you're doing too much talking. Once you pull that pistol out, and there ain't supposed to be no talking whatsoever. Ain't supposed to be no negotiating. Yeah. Once you pull that bitch out, they supposed to drop that shit and take it off. It's as simple as that.
And pulling a gun on someone to do a robbery is crazy, because you're basically putting yourself into a situation where if they reach for their gun or they reach for their waistline or whatever, you gotta shoot. And if you don't, your plan is really up.
Yeah, it's really-
because now you both got guns on. Like, I mean,
That's
this is all bad. You got to be ready to shoot that bitch.
You got to be ready to do it. You got to be ready to do it all. It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. And so, did everything kind of change once this one got told on you?
No.
Was that a major
I went
pivot?
I went to the youth home. I went to the training school. I came back out with robbing again.
Yeah. Okay.
Robbery is a sport.
And from what years would you say that you were really heavily doing this before you entered another phase?
84 to up to the time I went to prison. I started robbing at 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, my first robbery was a strong arm robbery.
Uh-huh.
This little white boy, he had a bike that I wanted. Right? I couldn't afford it. My mom was on drugs, so I seen him and he was a target. You hear me?
Yeah.
So I took him off that and I rolled off into the sunset.
Yeah, I'm glad I never ran into somebody like you when I was riding bikes back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember I had a dude come. I was on my bike and he came up. He said, "I'll fight you for your bike," and I was like, "No, I'm good." And he didn't press the issue, and that's when I kind of realized, like, oh, they really on that on my city.
I'll fight you for a bike is like, it's like, so in the hood amongst black people, the equivalent of that is somebody walking up to you and telling you, I like your shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where we from, when the guy walk up to you that you don't know, you ain't cool with, he say, I like your shoes.
Yeah.
That is, he's implying that he wants you to take them off.
Yeah.
So you have a decision to make after that happens.
Yeah. You can either kind of duck your head into your turtle shell, or you could turn up.
No, you got to turn up. Ain't no ducking.
Yeah.
Ain't no ducking ever.
Yeah.
I've never been known for ducking.
No. When you look back on that part of your life, though, was it kind of amazing to you that you actually survived and didn't end up getting shot?
I'm absolutely surprised. I'm actually shocked. Every day I wake up, I thank God. I thank the universe that I'm still here, because the fact that I'm anything other than a drug addict or alcoholic in prison for the rest of my life or dead, the fact that I'm anything other than those four things, it amazes me every day, because I should have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, not facts.
Yeah, just based on the kind of shit I was doing in the streets and in prison.
Right.
I should have been dead a long time ago.
So, okay,
been dead a long time
was
ago.
the case that sent you to prison like your first major legal situation?
No, hell no. That was just, see, I robbed white people. You know what I'm saying? So I was robbing black folk. Okay. When you start robbing white people, that's a whole different. Listen, when you start robbing white people, they look at you differently.
Not white drug dealers, like white business
people,
owners?
White business owners, yes. Okay. Yeah, once you start doing that kind of shit, then, see, the legal system don't give a fuck. They care, but they don't really care. They don't care if niggas kill niggas. They don't care if niggas rob niggas, right? Once you start crossing over and you taking shit from white people, that's when you have a problem.
It's going to be a different level of awareness about this.
Yeah, a different level of looking for you, right? Because if I shoot you, we both black, we in the hood, and I shoot you, I rob you, whatever, it is what it is.
Right. Because the cops are like kind of governed by the media in a way. Yeah. And the media is not exactly losing their mind when a random gang member shoots another gang member. But then, like, there was a girl in Long Beach who, like a little girl, like she might have been 12 or some shit, 14, whatever. She got killed in a drive-by. And everybody in Long Beach still remember that shit. And they've solved that shit. Yeah, I mean, it was so different than every other gang-related shooting in Long Beach. You know?
Niggas kill each other every day, right? And those crimes go unsolved, or they don't really press it. Yeah, you hear me? They press it when you become a menace. When you start doing too much killing. Yeah, when you start doing too much killing, they press it. They press down on you. Try to clean that up, but we kill each other every day. You don't see Congress changing laws, or you don't see the Senate trying to enact some type of legislation to try to stop that shit. Yeah. Because they don't give a fuck if we kill each other.
Like, they'll solve it if they can solve it, but they're not going to expend millions of dollars to do it.
They kill each other.
Yeah.
That's half our problem. If niggas start killing each other, then that's less money we got to spend on locking them dumb ass niggas up. Right. That's just how they go.
So what was the situation that sent you to prison?
Carjacking.
Okay.
So this is back in 91, 92, carjacking. I was heavy into carjacking. So I would carjack foreign cars, though, and I would take them to a chop shop. And I would sell the cars to the chop shop.
And there's just so many less concerns during that time period, right? Because you take a car, if you can get away in that moment, then you're good, right? Good, yeah. Whereas now you go steal somebody's Lamborghini, you got a tracking device on that bitch, they got cameras everywhere, they got, a million different, they could track your phone.
Yeah, all that.
So they know you were there. Yeah, all these fucked up things.
Now, so what it is, man.
Yeah, okay. So the carjacking went wrong and you got caught? How'd you get caught?
No, I got caught because it was a carjacking ring. It was a whole collective of us running around, you know what I'm saying, snatching motherfuckers out their foreign cars.
Right, okay.
Right, and so one guy got caught, and that was a domino effect. All it took was for one guy to get caught who didn't want to be, say, overcharged me. They said, we're going to charge you with every carjacking that fit the MO. We're gonna charge you with every one, and that's all it took for him to tell on everybody else.
Right. Oh shit. Okay. So how much time you end up doing?
I got sentenced to 13 to 20.
Wow.
I had multiple cases. I had 2 gun cases because you get the guns with the shit, right?
Okay.
So I had a 13 to 20. I had a 3 to 20, a 13 to 20. I had 2 to 4s for the gun cases. You hear me? And I ended up doing out of that. So my controlling sentence was a 13 to 20.
Okay.
I ended up doing 17 years of the 20-year sentence I got.
Wow. And that's a pretty significant portion of it? Were you getting in more trouble while you were in there?
I was in prison stabbing motherfuckers up, and I call it dope case in prison. I call it knife case in prison.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was supposed to do, out of the 13 total, at that point in time, you do 85% of your sentence in Michigan.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to do 11 and a half years before I started to see a parole board.
Right.
I saw the parole board 6 times, and they flopped me 6 times.
Wow.
Because of my behavior inside the prison.
Yeah. And was that just like, was that a conscious decision? Was there ever any moment where you were considering like, maybe I just need to walk the straight and narrow and stop getting in trouble in here? Or was that just so not you, it wasn't even a possibility?
No, man, I was so violent and so aggressive when I got locked up. Before I got locked up, I was so violent and aggressive. So they put me in an environment where I'm in an environment with everybody who I just saw in the street.
Yeah, yeah.
And so just because you locked up don't mean the violence and aggressiveness stop. That shit kick up a notch. Right. Because you locked up so listen, in the MDOC, they'll put a motherfucker who killed 3 people in the same facility as a motherfucker who stole a car.
Right.
They'll put an armed robber in the same prison with a motherfucker. If you got 3 or 5 years, you can find yourself in the prison with a motherfucker who ain't never going home. And so you basically vibrating on that same frequency. So I went from Jackson to Marquette, which is level 5. I went from Marquette to Gladiator School, which is Michigan Reformatory. You call it MR, Gladiator School. So everybody in Gladiator School, it was a prison full of young guys under 26 years old. So you had to be under 26 and you had to have more than 10 years to do.
Right.
So just imagine you have a prison of 1,500 young motherfuckers in one prison, and everybody under 26. You couldn't be over 26 in that prison. Yeah. If you were over 26, you was a rat and you was running from somewhere. But you was 26 and under, and you had 10 years or more. Right. And the average person had a 15 to 20 year sentence. So just imagine putting young black men and young white men and young Hispanic men in an environment like that. It's all violence. Right. So just nobody giving a fuck.
Was it like gang oriented or not? Was it race related?
We had gangs, but in Michigan, the religions controlled the prison system back then.
Really?
Yeah. The Nation of Islam, the Melanics, and the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Really?
Then you had, in Michigan, you had GDs, vice lords.
Yeah.
You had counts, cobras, and the Bloods started to come in. The Bloods and the Crips started to come into the Michigan Department of Corrections in the late 90s.
Okay.
That's when it started to change.
Okay.
We saw a lot of Bloods and a lot of Crips coming to the environment.
Right. Definitely. And like, when you say like I was stabbing in there, like what are some reasons why you might have ended up stabbing somebody? Was it just about respect? Was it financial in nature?
It was about robbery in there. It was always about robbery.
Oh, you were taking shit in there as well?
Yeah, hell, I'm a taker. That's what I did for a living. I'm a professional. Yeah, you got something, and if you don't necessarily want to give it to me, it's soft press and it's hard press. Soft press is when I can convince you with just using words to let me fill your stole list out for you. Right. Let me tell you what you're going to get. And then some guys don't resist. Then you have some guys who want to buck up at it because they don't feel like you taking their shit. So I'm going to strangle you, rob you, stab your bitch ass, and I'm going to flush your head down the toilet. I'm going to run up in your cell, grab you, slam your ass up against the, I'm going to bang your head up against the toilet, and I'm going to shove your head down the toilet and flush the bitch and try to drown your bitch ass in your own toilet.
Did you ever do something like that to a guy and then sort of realize like, oh, this guy's actually with the shit, like he's not going to just roll over? Or was that always effective? It doesn't matter if
you, I've had battles where I want to fight back. It ain't all about just you just taking advantage of a motherfucker. Right. Most of the times when you get into it with somebody, they gonna fight back. You know what I'm saying? They gonna fight back, but it ain't about whether you're gonna fight back or not. It's about who the strongest, who the fastest, who the sneakiest, who can get down first. Just like right now, if you can have a gun, I can have a gun. Right. Just because I got a gun don't mean that I have the advantage over you. Right. That's the biggest misconception. Most people who die in the hood, they got a gun sitting somewhere close to them. Yeah, yeah. The average person who own that shit, who was street, who robbing and all that other kind of shit. Most of them, because they live in that life, so they got a pistol with them at all times.
Yeah.
Most of the people who get their head knocked off, they got a gun somewhere within 2 or 3 feet of them when they die.
And that's why people walk down on people when they ain't really paying attention and shoot them.
Yeah.
That's why people do drive-bys, etc.
Yeah, they do that to people who they know might pose a threat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was the most money you were making in prison at a certain point? Were you really like making serious money in there?
I was robbing that bitch.
Oh, so it was more about that than like selling drugs.
I caught a dope case in there too. So when I caught that dope case, that's when I was really getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I caught a good dope case, I think, in 2004. I was getting ready to go see the parole board. I caught a dope case in 2004.
Wow.
They wanted me to tell on where it came from. They basically already knew where it was coming from. I didn't tell. So they gave me a 2 to 4 for that. And then I caught a assault case in there. They gave me a 2 to 4 for that as well. So that's why I ended up doing 17 years.
Okay. Holy shit. So as the 17-year, as the end of all that is approaching, how do you feel, and what are your plans for what you're going to do when you get out?
Man, so listen, I have been locked up since I was 21. I went in at 21. I came home at 38.
Insane.
Yeah. So I was in the Nation Islam while I was in prison. So I was reading, even though I was doing all that crazy ass shit. I used to get kicked out the Nation Islam for robbing and stealing and all other kind of shit. But I had to survive. So I was more concerned with surviving than I was actually trying to be a good member of the Nation Islam. So they used to always kick me out. Right. They used to always kick me out.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you ain't supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be the aggressor in word, action, and deed. You ain't supposed to be robbing them motherfuckers. You ain't supposed to be selling dope. Right. You hear me? But I did what I had to do. I put my own personal wants before the religious organization that I was in.
Right. And from like more of an outside macro perspective, what was it that made you this person? Was it just purely the fact that you felt like you needed to do it to survive, or was there something inside of you that was just like, I'm just this guy?
No, it was like, man, so I come from a situation to where what made me do it was, hey, listen, man, you a bitch ass nigga and you got something I want. It was as simple as that. It was no grand plan. It wasn't no grand scheme. It was no Freudian explanation for why I was doing what I was doing. If you had something I wanted, I was gonna take it from you. Period. Simple as that. Yeah. That's the beginning and end of it. You had something I wanted, I'm gonna take it from you. I'm a taker. Right. I was a taker. Yeah. I'm smoother now.
Sometimes I meet people like who that kind of goes through my head is like, wow, this guy, like somebody could totally take their shit and they're just not gonna really be capable of doing anything about it. But then I also don't have the thing in me that is like, you know what, I'm gonna be the guy
that's
that takes the shit.
The majority of the human the majority of the human population, they're not as violent as I was. Right. Yeah. They're not as violent as what we see in the hoods across. That's not the majority of the people.
But you sound like you were very, very violent, even compared to the average guy from the hood.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was robbing who were violent themselves, and I was robbing motherfuckers who had friends who were going to get violent on their behalf. Right. So I knew what I was doing. I knew what the consequence was.
So what was your plan as you were approaching leaving the prison?
Oh, shit, man. I had kids. So what happened was...
From conjugals or what? Or from before?
Prior. Yeah, prior. Wow, okay. So what happened was that after just reading, studying, right? My grandmother passed away. When my grandmother passed away, she wrote me a letter right before she passed away. And her letter said, don't just give them your life like that. You're smart, you're intelligent. There's so many more things you can do besides just giving your life away like that. Because right now you're just giving your life away by being locked up. And I was doing all kind of stupid, crazy ass shit while I was locked up. I didn't give a my whole plan, I had a 20-year tail. I was gonna do the whole 20. Because I had stabbed so many people. I had been in so many fights and I had been in so much shit. I didn't think I was ever gonna get no parole, man. I had so much shit. I think I caught like about 50 tickets over that 17-year bit, man. I thought I was gonna max out. I was all prepared to max out. I had did 17 years. I had 3 more years to go.
So it was almost a surprise that you got out 3 years before that.
When I went to the parole board, man, I was shocked. I wasn't even gonna go. I was like, I'm gonna max out this shit. I already been locked up 17 years. I got 3 more years before I max out. They gotta let me go in. Yeah. I was all prepared to max out. I went to see the parole board because my man, to tell you the truth, it was my man named Tricky from LA. He a Crip. Okay. He got caught up in a robbery murder situation in Michigan. And he was one of my main partners while I was in prison. They kicked my door back and said, man, the parole board here to see you, right? Like, man, close my though. I ain't finna go see no parole board. I got 3 more years.
Yeah.
So my man said, listen, I ain't never going home. He said, whenever these white folks give you an opportunity to fight for your freedom or to speak for your freedom, you take it. Don't never just sit in here and just give up like that. Because even though you only got 3 years, man, whenever you get the opportunity to go to fight for and be able to talk for your own freedom, you take it, because I'm never going home. So that's why I put my clothes on and went to see the parole board. And when I went to see him, you ever see Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
When he went in there, he's like, man, I don't even give a f, man. Whatever y'all gonna do, do it. I don't give a f. I had that kind of attitude, right? I had that kind of attitude. So they asked me, what was I gonna do when I got home? I said, I don't know. I ain't got a clue.
Yeah.
Because I had 3 years left, so I ain't give a f.
Yeah.
Right? And he said, when you go home, what's the first thing you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna go spend some time with my kids, take and get some ice cream. And her name was Barbara Sampson. She was the head of the parole board. She's like, you ain't gonna go have sex with your lady? I said, no, I've been jacking off 17 years. No, I ain't thinking. I'm thinking about, I'm finna go spend, the first thing I'm gonna do when I get free, or if I get free, is I'm gonna go spend some time with my kids, take and get an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was raised. She had to raise them without me.
Yeah.
So the first thing I was gonna do, the first thing I told her I was gonna do with my kids. And she said, really? I'm like, yeah. Like, you ain't gonna go have a drink or go smoke weed? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't use drugs. Like, nah, I'm gonna go get my kids and take them to get an ice cream cone. Right? I got up and I walked out. They said I'll get an answer in the mail. About three weeks later, it said, pack up. I said, where I'm going? Like, you going to the reentry program. They had a reentry program that they put guys who got parole. It was like a 3-month program you had to go through, kind of like to help you get your ID, your social security card, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out what your home situation was going to be. Yeah. Right? And I was shocked. I was like, I damn near started crying. Wow. I cried 3 times while I was in prison. And that was the last time I cried.
Wow. Okay, so you get out, and then what do you actually start doing? Like, you go through this whole reentry program and everything, but like, what do you end up doing, and what's life like?
Oh, when I came home, I got married immediately when I came home.
To the mother of your kids?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. I got married immediately, and she was doing so well, so she put me in a position to do well. Really? I was lucky to have a woman who believed in me.
And she held you down that whole time?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. She held me down. And even during that 17-year period, she was in relationships, but she never stopped coming to see me. She never stopped bringing my kids to see me. She never stepped right in me, even when she was in a relationship. Okay. Because I didn't look at it like she was my woman. Yeah. Because you ain't my woman. I've been in prison forever. You hear me? Yeah. So I kind of like changed the dynamic of the relationship to where we became friends. So it wasn't about no expectation. So when she had trouble with some of the guys that she was dealing with, she would come and tell me about it. She would call me or come on the visit and tell me about it, right? Because when I was locked up, man, one of the old guys who helped school me to the prison system told me that a lot of guys lose their female, not because the female don't love you, but because the longer you in prison, those females are going to have relationships. Right. And when you press them about it, all you're going to do is push them away from you. Right. Right. So I changed the relationship from one where you're the mother of my kids to you like my sister. Right. We friends. So no matter what you do, you can come tell me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be worried about me tripping about you with no nigga. That's a very mature perspective from someone who it doesn't seem like was behaving very maturely in other aspects of your life. Yeah. Like all the stabbing people and all this kind of shit is like pretty immature, realistically. But that perspective seems very mature because that's how you're going to hold on to her. When I got locked up, somebody pulled my coattail. You know what I'm saying? Because so I grew up, my older brother was... So it's kind of like I'm the youngest of 4 boys. My oldest brother was like a jazz aficionado. He loved jazz. Okay. Right. So prior to him getting locked up, he was the one who was kind of like schooling me to certain shit. And so one of the things that made the older guys in the prison system gravitate towards me is that back then jazz was a major component in terms of music in the prison system, right? Okay. So a lot of the old heads, they've been locked up 20, 30 years and they were jazz. They ain't listen to hip hop. They listen to all jazz. Yeah. So because my older brother was a jazz head, I knew about Grover Washington Jr. I knew about Chick Corea. I knew about Alexander Zonzink. I knew about Manhattan Transfer. So the old guys, when they would have conversations about music, they could talk to me about it because I'm the young dog who knew about jazz. Right. So a lot of them said, well, if you came from something like that, we're going to try to school you on what it takes to survive in the prison system. So I was around some of the most legendary Suicide, Louis Boy was in there. Auto X was in there. M1 was in there. Lodan Spencer was in there. I was around some legendary men who kind of like they they took me under their wing.
And so do you, at that point, once you're out, are you basically free of the streets, or are you getting back into trouble?
Yeah, when I came home, I was free of the streets, bro.
Okay.
I was done with that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never jumped back into the streets because I came home, I got a job. I got a job, and then I started a couple of businesses, and the businesses started to flourish.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the job?
I was a janitor, man. My first job, I came home, because when you're in prison,
Yeah.
you get a job as a janitor type shit, right? So when I came home, first job I got, I was a janitor. I was stripping and waxing floors in a plant, in a car manufacturing plant. And from there, I became a supervisor. From a supervisor, I became a site operations manager. From there, I became a regional manager. And from there, it just catapulted into just different things. I worked for Chrysler. I worked for General Motors as a site operations manager. I worked for the airport. I got a job at the airport as a supervisor in the airport.
Is the prison time a big negative on your, resume when it comes to getting those kind of positions?
It can be, but I was locked up so long. So what happens now is that, so most employers, they only look back 7 to 10 years.
Okay.
I had been gone 17 years.
Yeah, right.
So when it came time for me, I didn't know that at the point in time, but when I started to fill out applications and I started to get hits, it was a couple times where the HR manager said, you ain't have to put this down because we only go back 7 years. We only go back 10 years. You've been gone since Jesus walked the right? You ain't got to put that shit down, because most companies don't do lifetime background checks unless you're working in something where it has to do with money,
right?
A banking system or something like that. But most plant jobs, especially in Michigan, they only look back 7 to 10 years.
Okay. So you basically build a whole life for yourself doing all that stuff, like having a traditional job, and you're making serious money, and you're still with the mother of your kids at that point. Yeah. How do you end up like getting more involved in the media side of things? Is that the next step from this, or is there other stuff in between?
The next step was, the media shit I was rapping when I came out of prison, right?
Okay.
I realized I was too old to be rapping. I'm 40 years old. You don't want to hear what the I got to talk about.
You're 40 right now?
No, I was 40.
40 at the time,
prison.
right?
I was in there 40 years old. The media thing came in is that I'm the first person to do urban podcasting in the city of Detroit. I was on an internet radio platform, and I changed that. I had a show that came on once a week called Unleashed. A friend of mine named Sessions is the person who actually helped me start that shit, right? I was on an internet radio platform called Worldwide Core Radio. The person who led that to me was my man Session. And so I was always an opinionated, crazy, shit-talking motherfucker. Even in prison, I was a crazy talker.
The internet radio side of things, what year are we talking that you were doing
that? That's 2010, 11.
Oh, wow. That's super
this
old
is before
school,
YouTube actually kind of like took off, right?
Yeah.
And so what happened is that when YouTube started to come into effect, the same person who introduced me to internet radio said we should jump on YouTube. We should take our shows and film them and slap them on YouTube. At that point in time, nobody knew what the fuck a podcast was. The only examples I had for podcasting was like Howard Stern and the Rush Limbaugh show. There was no urban podcasting. The term podcasting wasn't even part of the urban vernacular at that point in time.
Even me, I didn't become a podcast fan until probably like 2013. I really discovered like Joe Rogan and shit.
Yeah. So I started it. It took off crazy. You've interviewed some of the biggest rappers in the city of Detroit. Some of the biggest rappers in the city of Detroit, their first podcast experience was on my show in 2011, 2012.
And that was a glorious time period where a lot of people did podcasts because they just didn't have the same understanding of podcasts that we have now, where people now, they want to get paid, or they just don't.
None of that.
They don't want to do too many interviews because they're trying to protect their image, etc. There's a lot of crazy podcasts that came out in the early days of hip hop podcasting that probably will never happen again. You know?
It never happened again. Yeah, it never happened again.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, okay, you get into doing that kind of content, but then at what point how does that slowly transform and grow as the years go by? Like,
just my personality helped it grow.
Okay.
I was always a shit talking, rebel rousing ass. You hear me? I was always a rattlesnake ass. And I've never been afraid to speak my opinion. So that's what helped it grow. I became more notorious because on my podcast, I would just simply tell the truth about all the shit that I was singing.
Right.
You can't be effective as a podcaster if you're afraid to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You'll never make it nowhere. Most of the shit that happens in the urban environment, right? Most of that shit is dumb, ridiculous, stupid ass shit. If you are a person who's afraid to tell the truth about it, you never get nowhere. People like controversy. That's why people fall in love with the Charleston Whites of the world. That's why people fall in love with some of the more controversial types who exist in the whole podcast YouTube space.
Yeah.
If you're a truth teller, whether people like it or not, your brand is gonna grow faster than somebody straddling the fence, sitting on the edge, don't want to tell the truth about something.
Yeah. No,
so I became known as a person who, no matter what, I'll tear your ass up. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna light your ass up.
Because everybody knows that if you go like hang out with the guys outside the liquor store or whatever, or for me it was like hanging out at the skate park with a bunch of BMX skate dudes or whatever, it's like dudes' opinions about rappers or what's going on in the culture or whatever are super like untethered by like being polite at all. Like they don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
People are saying, man, I hate this rapper. He's a bitch. He's a hoe. He's a whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then meanwhile, if you want to like hear people express those exact same viewpoints on a podcast, it's like pretty tough because people don't really love to, especially once you get to a position of power or influence, people don't love to hop on a podcast and basically ruin any chance of ever having a relationship with that person or rapper. And so over the years, I've ran into that a million times with different podcast hosts where it's like, oh, you're never going to be a great podcaster because you want to be able to see this dude and this dude in the club and be able to pop a bottle with him and take a shot, etc. And that's probably not going to happen. Now, to be fair, now we have people modeling it where like Academics is very, very outspoken and seems like he can kind of like maintain relationships with the rappers a lot of times, even despite being outspoken, because he's not
afraid
like,
of him. Because they're afraid of him.
But also he manages to do it in a way that's not necessarily super disrespectful, which I feel like sometimes I have an issue with that.
He can get disrespectful.
He can, but it's not. A lot of times
him and Lil Baby. What just happened with him and Lil Baby?
He probably ain't gonna be popping name bottles with Lil Baby in the near future. Yeah.
Probably not. Yeah,
maybe one day. Yeah,
probably not. But that's what it is, though. So the whole thing about the podcast space is you can't be afraid to tell the truth, and you can't be trying to be friends with all these. Listen, so there's never a shortage of content because niggas is always doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Every day you wake up, it's niggas doing new dumb shit. Right? So there's never a shortage of information. There's never a shortage of subject. Listen, we went to sleep one day, woke up the next day, and Pooch Shiesty and them allegedly robbed Gucci Mane.
Right. Would have been hard to imagine a few days before that. Yeah.
Yeah, we go to sleep the same night we wake up, Gucci Mane and make statements against. Right?
Yeah.
We go to sleep, we wake up, some other dumbass shit is gonna happen.
Yep.
It's never gonna be a shortage of content because the content is just simply looking at the lives of people who are entertainers.
Yeah.
Who are athletes, who are famous, who are celebrities. There's never gonna be a shortage of that because most of those people who have celebrity status, most of them motherfuckers are stupid as a motherfucker. And they're rushing towards their own destruction.
Yeah.
There's never a shortage of that.
Sometimes it feels like so many people have been killed or locked up that it does feel like there's like almost a limited number of people that like are really worth paying attention to, but then new shit just unfolds, like the Pooch Shiesty and Gucci Mane thing, like especially within specific communities, like in the SoundCloud world, it's like, damn, all these fools got killed or overdosed, and then in the drill world, everybody getting locked up or getting killed. But yeah, I mean, like, there's always gonna like the culture will always find new people to pay attention to. You're
never gonna go out of business. I've been critical as a of you, and you know I have, right?
Somewhat,
right? Yeah, I've been critical as a. And here are some of the things I've said about you.
Sure.
Right? I never called you a culture vulture.
Okay.
Because I know the culture that we live in, all the things that we consider like hip hop, for example. Hip hop is not just a black thing. Hip hop is a Latin thing. Hip hop is a white thing. Some of the most legendary figures in hip hop were whiter than you are right now. The Rick Rubins of the world. Some of the most influential people in hip hop, they come from different walks of life and different racial backgrounds. I've been critical of you because I have felt like that. I've called you Jerry Springer. And you remember that?
That's fair.
Yeah, I've called you Jerry Springer. I said some modern day.
I'm a big Jerry Springer fan.
Jerry Springer. All niggas. You a nigga.
Thank you.
You a nigga. You an honorary nigga. Come on.
I'll take that as a compliment in this specific context.
Listen, Jerry Springer's biggest fan base was
unemployed people watching TV in the middle of the day.
Well, right.
But a large percentage of probably black people watching that shit. Yeah,
poor people.
Yeah,
right. You don't see the director of Microsoft watching Jerry Springer.
Yeah,
right. So it wasn't even about race. It was about just like a status thing. It was less about race, more about static. I've called your show a modern day Jerry Springer. I never called you a culture vulture. And I never said that you were the police. I never said Vlad was the police. You know why? Because you don't go looking for crime to talk about. If you interviewing somebody and they're stupid enough to expose some type of criminality on your show, that's not your fault. Your job as a content creator is to get the story that nobody else can get.
Right.
Right? If that's your job. So if you know something about me and you ask me something about my past, or if you ask me about something that you know that I'm involved with, it's your job to get the scoop as a content creator. You don't want to interview me if I'm saying all the same shit that I said to him, and her.
Right.
Nah, your job as an effective content creator is to get the story, to get the scoop. So if a rapper or somebody in the street is stupid enough to tell you something that they shouldn't be telling you, that's not your fault.
Yeah.
Right. And I saw you and I've heard about you taking content down when you were sitting across from somebody and they were stupid enough to talk about a crime that was unsolved.
Yeah.
And so at first I was just hypercritical of you, right? Until until somebody pulled my coat. I think Cliff World is the one. Shout out to Cliff. Yeah, Cliff World told me, like, man, Adam, there have been so many guys have incriminated themselves on Adam's show and on No Jumper just as a whole, even on No Jumper News. And Adam reviewed that shit and told he would take that shit down. It may have been too late in some respects. You hear what I mean? Like when you had the baby shooters and the what's his nigga name? Loose Cannon. Right? Loose Cannon sat on your show and talked about all kinds of criminal shit. Yeah. And you took it down.
Well, I took that down specifically because I thought Big U was gonna sue me.
You took it down, nevertheless.
Yeah.
You hear me? Sue you for what? You gonna sue me because somebody else said something about you?
He was like basically threatening us because he said that
he was never gonna win that in court because you didn't say it. Yeah. And you were not pushing the narrative.
Yeah. I mean, we were really just asking this guy, Loose Cannon, about this story that he had that, you know, it was well supported, the fact that he spent all this time with Big U. He was telling us about stuff that we had never heard of, like, oh, me and Big U used to go rob dispensaries together, and then we would go chop up the money, and he would stiff me on some of the money, shit like that, and we'd be like, we're sitting there like, God, like Big U doing shit like that? Like, we had never, I didn't know.
Hey, listen, Loose Cannon is arguably one of the stupidest that the streets have ever saw.
Yeah, he's
whether
up
it's
there.
LA or New York or whatever. You can't find many more people who were as stupid as he was, right? He locked up right now because he put himself there, right? People blame Wack, and I don't like Wack at all. Period. I don't like Wack's get down. I don't like his politics. But the one thing that Wack is good for is manipulating stupid ass to get them to do what he wants them to do.
And the specific situation with Loose Cannon, there's probably no more extreme example than him doing it with him. Yeah, he fully like weaponized this dumbass dude to basically f over somebody he considered an enemy.
He's under indictment right now because he was listen. He hated Big U so much. Yeah, and so the whole thing with Wack is the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he took Loose Cannon and he took all the things that Loose Cannon knew. Loose Cannon knew more about Big U than Wack ever did. And they were all friends at one point in time. Wack was friends with Big U at one time, but Loose Cannon was like his drone. He was like his lapdog. Right? And so Wack100 used Loose Cannon to expose Big U in such a way to where Big U was doomed. The second that Loose Cannon came on your show, Big U was through. Yeah. He was through. Because this telling stories about U-Haul trucks getting stolen from the Big U's house. He's telling stories about Meek Mill's getting cornered in the club. Yeah. He's telling stories about extortion, robbery, assaults, all things that he was involved in.
Yeah. Like as if the statute of limitations is like just a couple years and this is all good.
Listen, he's in prison. Yeah. Because he told stories about Big U's criminal activity, and guess who was involved in it? Him. Yeah. It don't get no more stupider than that.
No, it's astonishing, yeah.
On a level of stupidity, if 10 being the highest, right, that nigga's a moron, he's an imbecile.
The dumbest. Yeah.
He in prison he finna go to prison because of his own level of stupidity, and he was used like a pawn on Wack's chessboard.
I mean, the situation with Loose Cannon where him and his boys beat the out of a dude in the alley. I mean,
right out here?
Yeah.
It happened right out there?
I mean, listen, like I respect doing that to someone. If you got an issue with somebody, you feel like somebody disrespected you, you want to beat the out of them. I mean, that's how it goes. But then you posted the video. And now, like very recently, all the other guys from that situation got arrested. And like they already got this whole case against Loose Cannon. I guess this gets added to it at some point. But like the level of stupidity to do that and then post that is breathtaking.
Listen to this, right? Let me tell you, we in LA right now, right?
Yeah.
Attention all Crips. Wack100 got a thing for y'all. Wack100 is he's gonna use y'all own desire to be famous. He's gonna use Clubhouse. He's going to use YouTube. He's going to use, if he can, Adam 22's No Jumper. He's going to use academics. He's going to use YouTube to destroy as many Crips as he possibly can. When you heard him say, there are no Pyrus or Bloods on Big U's case in the witness list. They're all Crips.
Yeah.
He helped guide them towards that end.
But who besides the loose cannon thing, which I agree, he kind of used loose cannon as a ventriloquist dummy to help get...
His new dummy's Baby Shooter. That's his new dummy. That's a new Crip dummy with respect to the Crips.
Okay.
That's his next contestant. He's the next contestant on The Price is Right to do all the Wack's bidding.
But I feel like him and Wack had like relatively limited interactions so far, right?
Well, Wack know he's limited because he's stupid. He almost as dumb as loose cannon. So Wack know he can only use him so much. And the cat is out the bag. We watch you break Big U down. We watch you line loose cannon up, right?
Yeah.
We watched the whole thing. When I saw them sitting right here where I'm sitting right now, and they were talking about, what were they talking about right here? Oh, the Nipsey Hussle situation.
Yeah, yeah.
When Wack100 sit right here and loose cannon sit right here, you remember what I'm talking about?
And Wack's sitting there acting dumb as
yeah, he dumbed it down. So
acting like he had no idea.
Loose cannon is talking about, he knows that Big U called him and told him that Nipsey Hussle was dead an hour before he died.
Right.
He sat right here. No, nephew, tell him. Oh yeah. He jumped. Well, so what happened? Oh, he called me and told me that somebody killed Nip. Really? Somebody killed Nip? He called Nip. Nip answered the phone. Oh, Nip ain't dead. An hour later, Nip dead.
Yeah.
Loose cannon sat right here and told the story about a premeditated murder that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And he was proud to say it.
I've still really haven't met almost anybody who gives any kind of credence to that story, though. I haven't met anybody who really buys it.
It don't matter. The whole thing is public perception. Yeah. You mentioned perception earlier.
Yeah.
The perception, right? Once you turn Big U into a boogeyman, and then all manners of once you turn him into a boogeyman, and once you convince LA and convince the world of music and entertainment that he has to go, once you start to expose all his dirty dealings, right? Same thing happened with Suge Knight. Once people take aim at him and start exposing him and start exposing all the different things he did, it makes it easy for the public to dislike him. Once the public starts to dislike him, they want to move him off the chessboard.
But to be fair, Big U was being investigated by the FBI way before Loose Cannon ever came on No Jumper with Wack.
Yeah.
You know?
And Wack helped him. He aided and assisted in his downfall.
Yeah. I respect that. If I really hate somebody, I want the feds to come get him. I ain't with all that gangster shit like, oh, free my enemies. Yeah, no. Imprison my enemies, kill my enemies. I'm not going to do it to them, but I would be happy to sit back and watch somebody else do it.
Listen, so, because you ain't from the streets.
Yeah.
So you never raise your right hand and pledge allegiance to the streets.
No, yeah.
Right? And because you haven't done that, people don't look at, whatever you do is what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not a part of the streets. You're not a part of the street element, so you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And we can call it fair game. It is what it is. You may not like it, but you're not a part of the whole street culture, so you're not expected to stand on shit.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What was the first thing that went viral that you said on more of like a Detroit underground level or whatever when you're doing the podcast and stuff? What was the first time that you realized like, oh shit, the stuff I say on here can really make shit shake?
When I started to criticize Detroit rappers. When I started to criticize their lack of real involvement in terms of moving the culture forward. The first thing I said was I criticized Eminem.
Okay.
When you criticize Eminem, it's like Detroit has a love-hate relationship with Eminem.
Yeah.
They recognize that he's a great MC, but when it comes to what he has done for this generation of hip-hop artists, it's like less than zero. It's like minus 10.
Yeah.
In terms of his influence on this generation.
Yeah.
They recognize him and they respect him for being a great MC, but in terms of having his hand trying to usher people to superstardom. There's nothing. There's nothing there about that.
Yeah, no, that does stand out to me a lot too. That there's so many more like cool, simple things that he could do to
criticizing Eminem
put himself
is
in
always
that.
going to be like a love-hate situation in the city of Detroit.
Like Detroit rappers will always go viral for saying like nobody listens to Eminem where I'm from, which is so unbelievably obvious. There ain't nobody in the past 20 years in the hood been listening to no Eminem, but they could still go viral every time they say it because the media
Because he's Eminem.
just love. He's such a big name that they just love to just take that. It's like a rapper, a young rapper will always say something about like Tupac or Biggie and go viral. Yachty did it, Lil Xan did it, O3 Greedo did it. It's like, but it makes sense. He's been dead since you were a little kid. And like, of course, like you're probably not going to be feeling him the way that the prior generation felt him, but it just goes viral every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. I mean, the Eminem thing is kind of like dying down.
Yeah, because it's been so long.
Generations past, his influence on the city of Detroit. And then there's a bunch of misconceptions. When people talk about Eminem, they're not disrespecting him to say that he has no presence or he has no influence. Because he just doesn't.
Yeah.
Most of the rappers now who you've interviewed, they recognize that he's a good lyricist.
Yeah.
But the things that he talk about, the subject matter that he raps about, those things don't coincide with the way they grew up, the neighborhood, things they went through. Eminem's music is not the soundtrack for little black boys and girls who live on the east side of the west side of Detroit.
Music has gone in the total opposite direction, where if you want to look at like what made Detroit pop off so crazy music-wise 4 or 5 years ago, it was basically just a bunch of dudes being willing to just be funny and have great observations and be witty and just be kind of silly on the mic in a way. Like, you know, like where they're gangster and shit, you know, I swear Vezzo, or Rio the Young OG was obviously Flint or whatever, but like these dudes are all like, they're not super lyrical, but they're fun and they can make the street life appear to be like this really like, you know, they're inventive lyrically. They make good songs, etc. But it's just that's the direction hip hop's going in. Hip hop's gone in a direction where somebody like Playboy Carti is barely even a rapper, and this new generation absolutely worships him.
It's like an alternative artist now.
But meanwhile, what is Eminem? He's just a pure rapper. He's a dude who sits around with his notebook putting complicated words together all day. That's like the least appetizing thing possible for the new rapper generation.
He's a genius, but he doesn't speak to the young black boys and girls who are from the urban environment. So therefore, because he doesn't speak to them, he doesn't have the lyrically, he doesn't speak to them. Yeah. Right? He doesn't have the influence over there or on them. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
He's like the best rapper who makes the worst music. Because nobody trying to hear that shit.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And, listen, Detroit, this generation of hip hop artists in the city of Detroit, in terms of going global, they owe all that to T Grizzly. Because first day out, and I don't know if people don't really see Detroit is a hard city to be in. They don't ever want anybody to credit. But so the street element, the Ice Red Vezzos, the Sada Babies, the Babyface Rays, the Peasies, all of them, right? Yeah. They were all local and regional stars. Yeah. But T Grizzly's success, the success of First Day Out, he showed the labels that the genuine street sound from Detroit, it could be profitable. Yeah. And so the success of First Day Out, it opened up the door for all the other street motherfuckers. It showed the Gazis, it showed the Leo Cohens and the Kevin Lyles. Oh, this shit, the street shit, it ain't just about the backpack rap. It ain't just about the Big Seans, respectfully, and the Eminems. Oh, this shit has legs, and we can make money off of that. First Day Out opened up the door for the hood nigga, for the rank and file hood niggas. First Day Out made little black boys and girls who grow up in poverty believe in hip hop again. Yeah. Because Eminem is so far removed from the streets, and the Big Seans is so far removed from the young black boys and girls, the horrors of the street, that they ain't really look at him and use him as a beacon or as an example. Yeah. T Grizzly come from the gutter. So that First Day Out, he is the person that showed the world that Detroit's street sound can be profitable. Yeah. And once he showed the executives that they could be profitable, everything else started to unfold and open up.
That really was like the opening up of Detroit street music.
Anybody say it ain't is a lie.
I remember I had these young BMX dudes who were around me at that time because I was still like running the BMX YouTube channel and everything like that. And like they'd always be trying to put me on to like Bang Gang and shit. And I was listening to it and I'm like,
legendary.
Yeah, no, now I have all this respect for it. But like at that time I was like, you know, musically, like, you know, we listening to Gucci and Waka and Young Scooter and shit. Like I wasn't really trying to hear it.
Band Gang was Detroit's Gucci and Wack100 and
but then First Day Out came out and it kind of just like
changed.
All of a sudden we got it. Yeah,
you get it now.
It changed everything.
Yeah, he made the world get it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Band Gang, legendary. Yeah, a bunch of legendary MCs from the city of Detroit, right? Who were local and regional level legends.
Yeah,
but T Grizzly made the whole world believe. He painted a picture so vivid that he explained the hood of Detroit to the whole world.
No, yeah, definitely. That changed everything. But so from your perspective, like by the time we get to like, you know, the era where Detroit rap is so popping that like Lil Yachty's coming out and doing a whole mixtape with the whole city or whatever, that's probably like 2019, 2020 by the time that starts happening. Is that still extending from the T Grizzly moment? Because I feel like that moment doesn't happen unless you have T Grizzly kind of like making I feel like they had kind of found their own sound and shit, and things have just changed a lot by 2020 or whatever, where all of a sudden shit is more humorous, you know, more
that's Yachty.
It's like kind of fun, you know.
That's the impact of Yachty.
Yeah, that's
the impact of Yachty. Lil Yachty. So you don't think about Lil Yachty now.
Yeah.
Right? When Yachty was coming to Detroit with all them rappers, bro, he was a superstar.
Yeah.
He came and he gave of himself to Detroit artists. And in many cases, he didn't charge them anything. He just came to around because he saw it, he understood the potential, and he wanted to help push it forward. Lil Yachty has been more influential on this generation of hip-hop stars than Eminem has.
True, for sure, yeah.
In Detroit.
Yeah.
In Detroit. Because Yachty came, he showed major love.
Yeah. And all those dudes just fully embraced him and really like, even there was like clips of dudes talking about how Yachty, when he was coming out there, he left his security alone and was just rolling around in the trenches and shit.
Young Jeezy is more popular in Detroit than Gucci Mane. And always have been, right?
Interesting.
Detroit is a Jeezy town.
Why do you think that is?
That hustle spirit. Young Jeezy is talking about all the shit that if you want to grow up to be a drug dealer, Jeezy is a drug dealer soundtrack.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And a lot of in the city of Detroit, they grew up idolizing the Big Meeches and the Scarfaces and all the drug culture. Jeezy's music exemplified the hustling spirit. And so Jeezy been coming to Detroit his entire career, getting major love, right? For over 20 years. Yachty has done more for the rank and file MC in 10 years than Jeezy did over 20 plus years coming to Detroit. He's shown more love to Detroit artists than Jeezy ever did.
Do you feel like the Detroit rap scene has fallen off a little bit since that sort of like COVID era that we're talking about? Or do you feel like it's, is it a transitionary phase right now?
You don't have to add nothing else to it.
Hip hop is kind of falling off in general.
Hip hop is changing. Right, hip hop is changing. Hip hop is a fluid situation. It always have been. Right, what's hot today may not be hot tomorrow. Blueface was on fire 4-5 years ago. I thought that Blueface's trajectory was just like through the roof.
Yeah,
it was what it was, and then now we have what we have right now.
Right. I mean, I think like all things considered, Blueface's career is still in a pretty strong situation. Like he could still make like records that go pretty crazy in the club.
He's through.
You think he's through?
He's through.
Musically?
He's through.
Really?
I mean, see, because hip hop ain't just about music. Hip hop is about the image.
Yeah.
It's about the character.
Yeah.
So his character now versus what it was when he first came out, right? He came down big crippin'.
Yeah.
Now it's nothing about. Now he's a clown.
Well, he got to the point where a big part of his fan base is like women who are fascinated by him and want to watch him on some Love and Hip Hop shit.
He's a reality TV star now.
Yeah, he turned himself into that.
He turned himself into that.
Yeah.
You hear me? And now he drew. He'd never be able to do that Tatiana shit again.
You know
that shit never happened again.
I feel like that. I'm gonna get you running from the shit too, bro. That shit goes crazy. That's like a big song. I felt gay singing it too, right there. But
didn't you? Didn't you?
I was just in the club with him, seeing girls lose their minds.
And as long as you have a strong contingency of women who support you, you can always make something out of that. You hear me?
Yeah.
But in terms of him having the dominance that he had 6-7 years ago, Never happened again.
I would like to hear him make more street music, which it feels like he just doesn't really have a lot of interest in that at this point. Yeah,
that never happened again. He's through.
He's been out for like 6 months and he hasn't really put out anything besides like a few videos here and there.
You stick a fork in him.
You hate Wack so much that you're anti-Blueface?
No, I don't hate Wack, bro.
You know?
Right. Listen. So people they would think that because of some of the battles that we've had on Clubhouse and whatever. Right. I don't give a about Wack100, bro.
Okay.
At all. Period. Right. When I've been critical of Wack, it's been because Wack do whole shit. It's as simple as that. I call it like I see it. I call it spade a spade. It ain't about me. I don't wake up thinking about no Wack100, bro. I don't give a fuck about it. But Wack he's a prominent figure in the YouTube streets.
True.
Right? And he basically had all of California in terms of YouTube in the palm of his hands. Up until the whole T Grizzly thing backfired on him. When that backfired on him, that destroyed. I mean, nobody ever really took him serious, right? The people who I know never took him serious, right? I don't take him serious, but he had control and he had influence. He can come and talk to you whenever he wants to. He can push a narrative, right, on your platform whenever he wants to.
And then Vlad's platform and then Academics platform.
Yeah, so it's not just you, right? He can go to Vlad. He can make a phone. I want to talk about X, Y, Z, right? He starts his campaign on Clubhouse. It goes from Clubhouse to Instagram. Yeah. It goes from Instagram to his Exposure podcast. And from there, he starts to disseminate whatever he wants to disseminate to the public. So he knows all of the top YouTubers and podcasters. So he sends the information to everybody, and whoever bites. But
so how do you think that whole situation f***ed up his reputation? Because I haven't noticed that.
The paperwork is fake.
It is. Has that ever been like put out there? Because I mean, really?
Yeah, but he can tell people like you, don't talk about it. He can tell people like Academic, don't talk about it.
I just didn't even know that.
Yeah, the paperwork, it was always fake.
So the paperwork that claimed that T Grizzly talked to the cops about Baby Shooter robbing his crib, that was fake.
It was always fake. I did all the deep dive research into this shit because I'm a legal beagle. When I was in prison acting a fool stabbing, I was also going to the law library. I know fake paperwork when I saw it. Okay. When you look at the Officer Hamilton, the badge number, there's no Officer Hamilton on the LAPD with a 7-digit badge number. It doesn't exist. Okay. One, the report, the structural integrity of the report, that is not how LA police reports look. It's not how investigation reports look. That's not how witness statements look. None of that is true. Okay. And then to this very day, we still don't have it. Where is it? And then he gave academics a California Second Division Court of Appeal document supposedly proving what he said about T was true. Baby Shooter, how in the f*** are you in the Supreme Court Court of Appeals when he's never been arrested, charged, tried, convicted? You can only get into the Court of Appeals when there's been a conviction of some sort. So how in the f*** are you giving academics a California Court of Appeal motion of relief when he's not been found guilty of anything? All that shit was fake. Oh, wow. Wack put that play together for Birdman and for NBA Youngboy.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why would Birdman and Youngboy give a f*** about T Grizzly being painted as a snitch?
Because the NBA Youngboy know what it is. Ask him.
Okay, so
without me getting the details, ask NBA Youngboy what his experience with T is or was.
Really? Okay.
Ask him.
Because there was the shooting in Miami.
I ain't saying that.
Yeah, but that's probably what you're referring to, a whole situation surrounding that, right?
I ain't saying about no motherfucking Miami. No? I said ask him.
Okay.
And Wack is a flunky and a do-boy for Birdman. And Birdman is the one who gave him the money to do Cash Money West, which is how Blueface got into the game. So whatever Birdman tells him to do, he's going to do it. Simple as that. And Birdman has negotiated every deal. He has his hand in all things NBA.
Right. From my perspective, that was just Shooter deciding that he wanted to put this narrative on T Grizzly, probably because he actually believed it, right?
Can we have a real conversation now?
Sure.
Can I take the wheels off now?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. Who the f*** is Baby Shooter except the person that was put on platforms by Wack100? Who the f*** was Loose Cannon except a person who was put on major platforms like this by Wack100?
To be fair, Baby Shooter was on this podcast before. Wack had any involved with him because Dawgface basically put him on here.
Who weaponized him, though?
Yeah.
He weaponized him.
Yeah.
Who weaponized Loose Cannon? Who the f*** was Loose Cannon to be? How could Loose Cannon have made it to Adam 22's No Jumper if it were not for the influence and through the recommendation of Wack100? Tell the truth, Adam.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. How the f*** you think Listen, Loose Cannon is not the sharpest tool in the shed.
At all.
How the you think there's a long list of who could have made it to No Jumper, Academics, and Vlad TV, and Sean Cotton and the rest of this shit. Long list of motherfuckers who are more qualified than this stupid ass motherfucker who really has no story to tell.
Oh.
Long list of motherfuckers. How did he get up here?
I mean, short story is that Wack probably just wanted to weaponize him to take shots at Big U.
Do you believe that?
That he wanted to weaponize him?
My honest question.
Or do I believe
to you,
the things that Loose Cannon
do
said?
you believe that he weaponized your platform and other platforms such as yours to tell a story and to spin a narrative about the people who he doesn't like?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it's fair. I mean, shake on that.
I use my platform to do that to people all the time. Yeah, how can we not do that?
Yeah, so you're admitting that you have allowed this son of a bitch to come up here and weaponize your platform to run game.
I'm allowing you to weaponize my platform to run game on such as Wack right now. Yeah.
You mad at you.
If you do an interview and you don't weaponize it to take shots at people that you don't get along with, then
opportunity.
I mean, unless you're trying to just stall them out.
Yeah. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And so I think Wack is an evil genius.
Okay.
I think that he knows how to use words. And I think he knows how to spot a damn fool. He's a damn fool spotter, and he uses those damn fools to do whatever he want to do, to spin whatever he want to spin. Yeah, and that is the art of war exemplified. That is 48 laws of power exemplified. That's what he does. Yeah. So in that way, he has befriended all of the necessary people, and I don't criticize him for that, because if you have an enemy, and if I can weaponize a dumbass to fight my enemy for me, I'm supposed to do that. Yeah. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah.
I didn't know that that's what Wack was doing in the moment when he brought Loose Cannon on,
Who told you? Who brought that to your attention? Who kind of made you see, well, damn, this guy's using my platform and Academics platform and Vlad's platform to kind of spin narratives and kind of
I mean, it was just pretty clear,
When did you realize it though? How long did it take you to realize, wait a minute?
I mean, probably not that long. I mean, I probably
because you sound like you're pretty sharp.
But I know Wack, and I know what he's doing, and I know that when he doesn't like somebody, he's happy to yell at them on Clubhouse or make a little video about them or whatever. But for sure, yeah, he's capable of using the platform to trash people too. I've done it a million times myself. It's just part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Yeah,
you're right. And that's why I'm not mad at you, because you admit what's going on. You ain't trying to hide it.
Yeah.
It's my platform. I do what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
What would you do if you had one?
I mean, I do feel like when you trash people in a dishonest manner, it hurts your credibility. And when people see you being extremely ideologically inconsistent, your fans will just stop kind of taking you serious. And that's the main thing to consider. But, if you have somebody that you don't get along with and you bring negative accusations to the table, why not?
Watch this. Wack100 know QCP is a stumped down diabolical rat.
Yeah.
But he would never say it. He's going to always do everything he possibly can to justify it. The same QCP has done worse than people Wack has condemned and did everything in his power to make the whole world feel like or view them as a snitch.
Yeah.
QCP is a dollar by. Not only did he tell him, motherfucker, but he called the police for follow-up to make sure a motherfucker got prosecuted.
Yeah.
He knows that, but he'll never admit it because he's...
The fact that P was able to kind of skate on that and didn't really get the full condemnation of hip-hop was pretty amazing.
That's why Gucci Mane did what he did. Because if QCP and Gucci are or were like this. So
QCP, one of the only peers of Gucci you've really seen Gucci around in the last 5 years.
So who do you think called him and told him snitch on Pooh Shiesty?
But to be fair, Gucci probably snitched on Pooh Shiesty 10 minutes after Pooh Shiesty robbed him.
Yeah, but
he probably didn't have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah, but who do you think has been in his ear to make him feel comfortable with what he did? To convince him that what you're doing and what you have done, nothing wrong with it. You're a businessman now. That's the same thing that QCP did to justify him telling on Stunner like that. Same thing. So he snatched a page out of his playbook. Same thing.
Yeah, that's hard to deny.
Those two things are more similar than anything else.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, that is wild. What about just Atlanta in general? It feels like he's got such a crazy reputation for fostering all of the rats currently.
So listen, what Atlanta is getting right now, Atlanta deserves what they're getting. They're getting spanked all across the globe. They deserve it because there's no city that kind of like pushed the anti-rat narrative more than them.
Yeah.
And they had control of hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? So they had control of hip hop. Atlanta was, and it still is, the seat of hip hop. It still is ground zero for all things hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta still has control. New York doesn't have it. Atlanta doesn't have it. I mean, excuse me, Miami doesn't have it. Houston doesn't have it. LA doesn't have it. You still have to see Atlanta when it comes to power in the world of hip hop, right? You still have some of the biggest rappers in the game right now, from the 21 Savages to the Gunners to the Young Thugs, the YFN Lucci's, they are all from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Still have a lot of influence. Atlanta deserves the ass whooping they're getting right now.
Mm.
And we know that because we knew that they knew a lot of bullshit going on.
Mm.
When 21 Savage sent that tweet out, he admitted that they knew that QCP was a rat, and they believed that Gunna was a rat. I personally don't believe that Gunna was a rat, right? But what 21 Savage said when he said, "Hey, we've been knew."
Well, it wasn't a tweet; it was the phone call, right?
So listen, the leaked jail phone call that was critical because it showed QCP that the people that he thought were friends with him, including Lil Baby,
were friends with him despite what they really thought about him.
Right, and they were talking behind his back.
Yeah.
And that's why he responded like he responded. When those jail phone calls got leaked, he responded.
Yeah, he was angry.
He was angry about that shit because the people that he thought, right, that he was cool with, at least on the surface, they were talking about him the whole time.
Mm.
And so those leaked jail phone calls started a domino effect of exposing all things Atlanta.
But okay, let's say you got exposed as a rat. Would you prefer that somebody like me, that, you know, we're cool, we got a relationship now, whatever, maybe we're probably going to stay in communication, but would you prefer that I speak candidly to my friends and say, man, that dude Dawgface, he be ratting, bro, that shit crazy, he told, but then get on the podcast and say, hey, I'm not the one who's going to judge, you know, just do all this semantic games or whatever. I'm not the one who's going to judge Dawgface. I don't know what happened in that situation. I'm not going to speak on it. That's my man's, etc. I feel like doing that is not actually hypocritical. That's actually the coolest shit that I could do as a homie, is to say one thing publicly and then keep it real behind the scenes.
That's not hypocritical within and of itself.
Yeah.
Right? It is what it is. It's politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is hypocritical is you condemning somebody else for doing the same thing that you are trying to run a public relation campaign for, to make it look like that's not what that is with somebody else. Mm. That's where the hypocrisy comes in at. Yeah. The hypocrisy is when Wack100 can say, that's a rat, that's a rat, that's a rat, that's a rat. They did X, Y, Z. But then the people who he liked, don't forget when Young Thug first, when the interrogation videos came out, Wack was trying to explain it away because he still had some type of relationship. But as soon as Pee Wee Roscoe rolls up on him, and as soon as Thug and them rolls up, Wack changed his course and went to trying to assassinate Thug's character. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, in order to speak honestly about Atlanta's hip hop scene, you kind of have to be willing to acknowledge that a lot of these dudes have been caught up on some snitching shit, you know? Especially after the Gucci thing. I know you're from Alabama, but it's the same shit.
Gucci Man from Atlanta, bro. Don't start the Alabama shit.
Well, he grew up in Alabama, right?
Gucci Man was born, and I think raised in his earlier years, and he moved to Atlanta. Gucci Man is an Atlanta artist. Nobody talks about Alabama.
But nobody talk about Alabama in general.
Right. But I'm just saying.
It's easier for us to like round up and just put them
Alabama.
No, I love Alabama. Right. Shout out to Alabama, but like there's a reason why it's easier to think of Gucci as an Atlanta artist.
When Gucci was at his height, they wasn't talking that Alabama shit.
No, yeah.
Come on.
Now it's convenient.
Right. Jeezy, they say, oh, Jeezy ain't from Atlanta. But when Jeezy was winning and he was at the top of the totem pole, he wasn't saying that shit, bro.
No, that's real. People do
that. They use it as a weapon.
Yeah. Definitely. Do you think Gucci's career is over as far as, I mean, going forward, like, we saw him this weekend go to this big football game, get love from a bunch of normies and white people and shit like that, you know? Even in that environment, he had people calling him a rat when they got the opportunity to. We saw he did a little meet and greet with this woman that apparently saved him from drowning at some point when he was a kid.
Yeah.
I personally feel like When I see this is he hired a crisis PR management company. I don't think he had them when he did the song. I think the song was such a bad idea that he just did that.
Yeah, out of emotion, out of frustration, out of anger, out of confusion.
And then I think now he's probably got some assistance, because that's probably what I would have told him to do. We need to insert you into situations in which you're going to be loved, and which people are going to show you respect and whatnot. This football game makes sense, humanizing you by talking to this woman who saved your life. It forces
a non-hostile crowd.
Forces people to think, oh, what if he was dead?
Right.
What if he never put out all this music? Wouldn't life have been so bad? Right. And that, at least forces people to maybe humanize him a little bit. But I mean, as far as like rappers working with him, it seems like it's dark for him. It's going to be cold,
for him before
bro.
This happened. Nobody screaming and yelling for no Gucci Man verse. His career was already on the south side of things.
But it wasn't like a public conversation in hip hop, because his contribution was so significant for so long that people didn't want to say bad shit about him. So they were just letting him rock. Even like Young Thug, before he got locked up, his music career was really kind of on a decline, but nobody was really acknowledging it publicly because he's such a legend. Now with Gucci, it feels like, all the gloves are off from the community as a whole, and they're all just gonna shit on you now.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. He don't give a fuck about what the community thinks. Who gives a fuck about what some niggas think? He a millionaire. Who gives a fuck?
Privately, I believe that is what he's saying.
Who gives? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I'm a millionaire. Who gives a fuck what y'all saying? Most of y'all are broke. I call them broke ass bitches. Who gives a fuck?
But Gucci cares about his respect, because his respect also helps determine how much money he's gonna make for the rest of his life.
Listen, here's what happened. A combination of the psychotropic medication and the voodoo pussy.
Do you think she got that?
She got voodoo pussy. Yes, she has voodoo pussy.
Well, it's just got powers?
Yes, pussy has powers, especially that voodoo pussy. She from the islands. The psychotropic medication, the Seroquel, the Thorazine. Right? And the rest of that shit. And mixed with pussy. Psychotropic medication mixed with pussy from the islands. Hoodoo pussy.
Yeah.
He don't give a
Yeah,
he don't give a fuck.
Because like I'm like the biggest Gucci fan you could ever imagine. Like throughout my whole life, that's kind of been like, since I first found out about him, it's kind of my favorite rapper.
Let me tell you a secret, Adam.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Sure.
Want to hear a secret?
Yeah.
About the black community?
Yeah.
The black community don't give a fuck about people being rats.
Yeah.
They only say that because that's what people expect them to say. And in every community, in every major, in New York, in Philadelphia, in Baltimore, in DC, in Atlanta, in LA, in Inglewood, in Compton, in Minnesota, in Chicago, everybody knows somebody who's a rat. Everybody.
Right.
What determines how people talk about you and how they treat you is how much money you have. If you have money, you automatically going to have power, because money, it influences how much power you have. People, the biggest the biggest drug dealers in California are federal informants. The biggest drug dealers in Houston and Detroit, they all have working relationships unbeknownst to the general public with law enforcement. You can't sell drugs 10 years and not be on the Fed's radar. The feds know everything. Local, state, and federal law enforcement know everything about the drug trade. You think you selling dope and they don't know about it? No. Niggas don't give a fuck about ratting. They use ratting as a weapon to criticize people they don't like.
Right.
Simple as that.
Yeah, but they do that with all kinds of stuff. They'll call you a pedophile. They're going to call you a rapist. They're going to call you whatever.
No, that's different.
Right, but I mean, like, people weaponize that shit and say it in situations where the truth is dubious. Yeah. And they'll just use it in general. Like, if one girl ever called you a rapist, then people are going to use that to discredit you for the rest of your life.
Hey, watch this. So Detroit is watching this right now. The whole world is watching this right now.
True.
I'm on no jumper, dude. I'm on no jumper, baby.
And I'm interviewing Dawgface.
Hey, listen. In every major urban environment across the country, serious conversation. We all know somebody who we know or we believe for absolute fact is working with law enforcement, ratting to stay free, right?
Right.
You ain't gonna with them because they got too much money, power, and respect, and will work for a rat if it's beneficial for them. Everybody knows QCP is a rat.
Right.
They don't give a
The rapper community as a whole just knew they didn't necessarily have the juice to take him out the paint. He was still going to have power even if they all went in on him.
Watch this. We know they don't give a because 21 Savage said, we been knew P was a rat.
Yeah.
We swept it under the rug because of what? Because the money, power, and he was putting all the young guys on.
Mm-hmm. You think
he said, we been knew Gunna was a rat. You know, I don't believe Gunna was a rat. That's what he said in tweets, right? We swept it under the rug to save face for Atlanta.
Right.
But these are the same rappers who making songs about rats. These are the same people who criticize Kodak Black for doing a song with 6ix9ine. The whole time, y'all was trying to throw under the bus and ridicule and trying to destroy character. The whole time, you bitch was doing the same thing the whole time.
Right. But, okay, for the record, snitch as an allegation holds an additional level of weight because if we're involved in criminality, having a snitch around us literally like negates everything that we're trying to do.
Says who?
Because we're going to go to jail if this around and telling on us.
Right, listen, in every drug organization in this country, there's snitches.
Yeah.
The cartel, look at how the cartel looks at snitching. They have an entirely different viewpoint of snitching. Like black people, we have the most critical, the most stringent snitch policies out of any culture, right? The cartels, if they get caught up, they'll give you up and me up because we're not a part of their.
Yeah.
They'll swap us out fast as right? As long as they don't tell on each other, they don't consider that shit snitching.
Right.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy.
Tell me I'm lying.
No. I've heard about that with the cartels and everything. But just in general, like, you know, it's like if me and you were planning on doing some drug dealing together and then you found out that I was talking to the cops that I was handing over information about people, you would be very wise to not do business with
listen,
me. So that's the anti-snitching thing is just a self-sustained.
Listen, in every drug crew in this country, there's some snitches in there. And know and or believe that they are snitches. That's how they survive. In every major drug crew in this country, there are people who are cooperating with law enforcement to take out their opposition. Just like the mafia did. Think about what the mafia did back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. What did they do? When the 5 families went to war against Bumpy Johnson and Madam Sinclair, when they couldn't outgun them, when they couldn't come in Harlem and kill them all, what did they do? They put the police on them. They put the prosecutors on them. They put the judges on them. So all the niggas are doing are really just copycatting off what the Italian 5 families did.
Right.
They've been working with the police.
Yeah.
You can't have a successful drug organization right now in this country where you're making millions of dollars. You can't have a successful drug organization without having police in your mix somehow, some way. It's not going to happen. They know too much about what's going on.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, the internet is just a different thing. The internet, everybody will be judged by the harshest possible standards so that people can make content about it.
Yes.
The criminals, on the other hand, they don't have to speak publicly, but they are able to know about a certain amount of snitching and just for self-preservation reasons keep it to themselves.
Listen, the biggest gangsters in the urban environment right now are the snitches. Snitches don't give a right? Snitches don't give a about what you say about them, what you do, none of that kind of shit, right? The snitches are the most dangerous out of all criminals. The whole criminal element, the gangster snitch. The gangster snitch is the most dangerous. Because think about it. The gangster snitches, they ain't going to the witness protection program. All these, listen, everybody in the YSL case, all the snitches that came out with that, which one of them went to the witness protection program?
Yeah, I don't think any of them.
The snitches on the YSL case are in Atlanta hosting parties right now.
Doing 20 versus ones.
Doing balloon pops.
Yeah.
They ain't on the run.
Remember when we thought 6ix9ine was crazy for not going in the witness protection program?
Did.
Everybody was like, oh, he's a lunatic. He's going to be dead in 2 weeks.
We did.
We really found out a lot about ourselves.
Not one of the people who was identified as a snitch in the YSL case, not one of them, is in the witness protection program.
Yeah.
All the ones who are free, and most of them are free, they're running around Atlanta doing what they want to do, having their way. They're hosting parties, bad bitches, going to the malls and eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Nobody's touched them.
Yeah.
That tells all the future snitches who's thinking about possibly snitching.
Yeah.
Oh, you too can have a life after.
Yeah.
Snitching. It is what it is.
But do you really think that we're like entering a world in which like people won't be judged harshly for the snitching thing? Because I feel like they will be. It's just, it's graded differently depending on how popular or successful you are.
Hey, listen, Adam. When you hear about snitch this, snitch that, you don't hear about that in the white community.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear that in the white community. You hear black people condemning other black people and other people of other racial ethnicities about being a snitch.
Yeah.
That's what you hear about it, bro. They don't give a... White people don't give a... This world's not ran by niggas. This world, the world that we live in now, they don't give a about what a bunch of niggas is saying. They don't give a about that shit. The world is... The point to your point is, the world already has turned the page on that shit, man. The world, what I think about you does not govern what you're able to do and what you're able to accomplish.
Right.
What the world thinks about Gucci Mane, it does not determine how much money he can get and what he can do. People will still sign to him. You know why? Rock Nation is ran by Desiree Perez.
Mm-hmm.
She is a federal informant who snitched on the cartel.
But don't you think it would be different if Jay-Z was a documented snitch?
No.
I don't think, I will bet money that Gucci Mane will never like have a successful artist signing again.
Why not?
Because I don't think any of these street artists, who are the only type of artists that he's ever had any kind of success signing, will ever like
I think
even before this, he was not looking like a appetizing artist to sign to, because as much as he's had a few successful moments in recent years, he's just had so many L's over the years, and has kind of
he's a horrible executive.
He's just revealed himself to be kind of a dick.
Yeah, he is a dick. He's for lack of better expression.
And I fuck with him. That was my favorite rapper for most of my life. But I had a meeting one time with a dude who did a ton of business with him. He's a Jewish guy in the music industry or whatever. And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, you gotta get me with Gucci. I want to spend a week straight with Gucci. I want to make this little documentary type thing, etc. And he just said, Adam, I'm gonna be real with you. Gucci Mane is the biggest asshole you've ever met in your entire life.
That is true.
He's just like straight up like, you have never spent time with anyone who is the kind of asshole that he is. And
that's what everybody says. They've been saying that.
I took that at face value, and I've kind of never heard anything else besides that over the years. Yeah.
Hey, so to answer your question, the world doesn't give a fuck. The world. We ain't talking about what a bunch of niggas is talking about. Yeah. The world is beyond nigga shit. Do you think in Iran right now give a fuck about whether Gucci Mane's a rat?
Some tiny pocket of them, perhaps.
Listen, and that would showcase how stupid they are.
Yeah.
Because they dropping missiles on y'all and bombs on y'all, saying blow y'all ass to smithereens, and you give a fuck about what some nondescript who has no impact, who probably can't spell Iran.
They got bigger shit to worry about right now. But just in general, if I'm the hot street rapper of the month from Atlanta and Gucci Mane wants to sign me, I mean, you're just gonna look at the Pooh Shiesty thing and be like, damn, I can't f with him. He a rat. Like, you know how much. You know what? They're just gonna say that shit.
That's because as a people, we judge ourselves more harshly than anybody else. We're our own biggest critics. We're our own black people we are our own biggest critics, and we are our own biggest enemies right now.
Yeah.
We don't need anybody else from outside the black community to aid and assist us in our own destruction, our own demise. We are our own biggest oppositions. We're our own biggest ops. Simple as that. So said rapper from Minnesota wouldn't sign to Rock Nation because Desiree Perez has been exposed as a DEA operative.
Yeah.
They're going to sign. Money is the motive. If Gucci Mane comes with $1 million, right? They're going to say, hey, that's not me, that's him. If they say anything about it at all, that money is the motive. A rapper will sign to Gucci Mane right now. You find somebody who's
I would like to meet him.
Bro, listen.
Like a hot street rapper right now, while he's experiencing the worst PR of his life. Now, listen, maybe in a year, shit kind of cools down a little bit. Maybe. But it's already hard enough to sign a street rapper. And I'm just saying, like, his image as a CEO is just so bad, even outside the snitching shit.
Would you sign the rap a lot?
Would I?
A Mob Ties right now? Would you sign the Mob Ties if you were a rapper?
I think if I was a rapper,
if you think about
before Gucci, bro.
Mob Ties' reputation, when it comes to artists, is just as bad, if not worse, than Gucci Mane.
They've had some issues.
Issues is the understatement. Issues is the understatement. Mob Ties and Gucci Mane in terms of how they cultivate and how they deal with and how they groom and grow artists, it's just as bad as 1017.
Yeah, it's not great right now.
When has it ever been great? When have they ever had when have they ever had a fruitful relationship since Rap-A-Lot switched over to Mob Ties? Name one artist.
Post Drake, I don't know.
Do we call Drake Mob Ties, bro? We understand that Jazz found him, but Drake is his own entity, always have been. He's always been Aubrey.
You still got to count it as a W. Just because it's the biggest W of all time doesn't change the fact that it was a W.
But he's not really a representation of anything Mob Ties. Drake is...
He's his own thing, yeah. I feel you. But, I mean, I'm just saying, they did. At a certain point, he was signed to him. So.
Pooh Shiesty, then we have Honeycomb Brazy.
Yeah.
Then we have one guy, then we have...
Finesse
2 times.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Same thing going on in both camps.
Yeah.
Right? So, Jay Prince Jr. is a horrible executive.
Yeah.
He's a coward.
You hate this so bad.
I don't like
Jay Prince Jr. I always had a cool relationship with him. I think I did his first ever interview.
How was that? Was it boring?
I recall it being cool. It was a long ass time ago.
Was it boring? Tell the truth, Adam.
You want me to tell you how long it was?
Yeah. Was it boring?
I don't recall it being boring.
Yeah, you should.
Jay Prince Jr.
Yes, you do. You recall that shit being the worst possible, slow talking, semi-retarded LD ass shit in the world.
I recall being very honored that he did his first interview with me.
Because of him or because of his father?
6 years ago, 46 minutes. Yeah, that's not a long time.
It couldn't be no more than 46 minutes.
Well, you think he's that much of a boring guy?
Listen, you were honored to interview him, not because of him, not because of his personal accomplishments. You were honored to interview him because of his pedigree, his father.
Okay, sure. That's a big part of it.
Who would you have preferred to interview, senior or junior, if you had the opportunity?
Well, I would rather do the first interview with Junior than like the 18th interview with Senior. But obviously his dad's accomplishments are, you know, it's always going to be difficult to grow up under the specter of your dad being immensely successful, you know? Right. But where is Jay Prince in all this? You think he's just checked out?
No, he ain't checked out. He behind the scenes like a puppet master. Right there, that motherfucker is something to behold.
Yeah, okay. So you have a ton of respect for him, but not his son.
His son, respect is earned. It's not just given. It's not just capitulated just because you are born in the lineage of somebody who's supposed to be. What have you done?
Right.
In the black community, we notorious for that. The black community don't give a fuck about what, like Big Meech and Lil Meech.
Yeah.
The world doesn't give a fuck about your father being a legendary drug dealer. You yourself have not qualified yourself to be viewed like that or to be thought of like that. Same thing. Big Meech, Lil Meech, Senior, Junior, same shit. Nothing different.
Yeah. That's tough. Imagine how hard it must be, like, growing up with your dad being in this position. Like, you know, there's just like almost nothing that you could do that is going to be enough to dig you out of the hole of being considered a Nepo baby. It's its own specific challenge. Obviously, it's harder to just make it out of nothing. But even if you make something out of yourself, it's just like a lot of the world, particularly in hip hop, is going to look at you as somebody who, oh, he's just a rich kid.
It happens. So I don't think, so that's another thing. The world, black people, we're judging each other that way.
Yes, this is a black person thing for sure, yeah.
Do you think
in the real world, your dad was successful? That's amazing. That's incredible.
My children are doing a lot better than I was doing at their age, and that's the way I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids, my sons, my daughters to be robbers or in the streets. I worked hard to make sure that doesn't happen. But I try to give them as many opportunities as they can so they don't have to do that.
Let's say like one of your kids becomes like a, you know, pretty prominent executive at a record label or whatever. People gonna give him that credit because they're gonna be like, damn, his dad, like, as much as you've accomplished now, they're gonna be like, his dad was in prison, blah, blah, blah. But then meanwhile, if you're like Diddy's son, like, you know, and you have a job at a label, nobody's ever going to give you credit for that. You're going to have to sign a lot of huge artists before the narrative starts to change into, oh, he's a very talented executive.
True.
You know?
Because you have to work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. But I mean, also in the white world, like your dad being like super successful. Like, you know, I noticed with girls, this doesn't really matter. If you're an attractive woman, your dad's famous because of That's awesome. That's like recognizable last name. We're super obsessed with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So black people, we judge each other harshly.
Yes.
We are super critical of each other, and it's just what we do.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You can't move away from that. It is what it is. But above and beyond, I think so. Jay Prince Jr. had a chance. He had a chance to become a wonderful executive. He had a chance to do whatever he wanted to do in his life. He chose to try to be like his father, but he doesn't have the experience. His father was cut that way. He was groomed that way. He was conditioned that way. He has a different experience. He could never be like his father, although he's trying to emulate all things his father. He's failing miserably at that shit.
But like, even him doing some shit, like I've seen you kind of like using this against him, of saying like, oh, he's running around doing gangster shit. He's rolling around with NBA.
He ain't
Ben
doing
10.
nothing gangster.
Right, but he's hanging out with gangsters while they're doing gangster
hanging
shit.
with gangsters.
Okay.
It's like a bitch hanging with a motherfucker got some money.
But that's what we're supposed to do, right? I'm supposed to have gangsters with me who are going to do gangster shit. I'm not supposed to do it myself.
But he's denying doing any gangster shit. He's using people to do his bidding.
Right.
All-Star JR didn't have a problem. Let's talk about that for a second.
Sure, yeah.
All-Star JR didn't have a problem with Junior.
Yeah.
So people are trying to make it seem like, or make it appear as if that All-Star JR had an issue with Junior because Junior was dating is dating his baby mama.
Well, there was like videos of them basically taking shots at each other, or at least Jay Prince Jr. taking shots at All-Star, right?
There were videos of Jay Prince Jr. using this young woman.
Yeah.
Putting her in a position so that he can troll JR based off what she was doing.
Right.
There are no videos. There's nothing. There's no recordings. There's no nothing that shows All-Star JR giving a about outside of their child, him dating his baby mama.
Right.
All-Star JR and his baby mama broke up in 2021. From 2021, so people trying to make it seem like that they just broke up and it's fresh, and he's upset and he's mad.
Right.
No, they broke up in 2021. Between JR and Junior, there are 4 or 5 other guys that she dated between.
Right.
And he never had the issue with any of the guys that she dated prior to Junior. Not one issue. Junior is a narcissist, and he's 100% bitch ass nigga. You ask anybody from Houston about his reputation, it's the reputation of a coward who uses and he hides behind everybody. He's not a gangster. Let me tell you why. Well, he's done all kind of gangster shit. To who? He hasn't done no gangster shit to a gangster. Excuse me.
Okay.
He ain't did no gangster shit to no gangster. Everybody that has fallen up under them have been somebody who they considered friends. Think about it. Quavo, Duke the Jeweler, right? They all thought they were friends. They all thought they were in good company. They all thought they were safe. And there are other issues that have taken place that haven't been newsworthy. There are other situations of people who have fallen in close proximity to them.
Maybe I'm naive, but why does the blame get placed directly on Jay Prince Jr. for Takeout's death?
The whole check-in thing.
Right.
You know what?
But then why is Jay Prince Jr. held responsible for what one guy from his crew ends up doing in a situation where I'm sure he didn't want that to happen,
because you're
right?
responsible.
Yeah.
Because you're responsible. If you're as the leader, heavy as the crown.
Right.
You're responsible. If you're putting yourself out there and you're projecting yourself, right? And you're positioning yourself as a mob figure, as a person of reckoning. If your father is endorsing every play that you do, and you're saying to check in, Junior is a qualified person to check in with, you're responsible for what happens to the people who have checked in with you. Shit can't just happen. You just back off and say, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah.
No, that's not how check-in works.
Right.
If you check in with me, this check-in is some gangster shit. Check-in don't have nothing to do with no motherfucking music. The whole check-in shit came from the mafia. When the 5 family members left New York, they went to Philly, they checked in with the Philly mob boss. Not because they had to, not because anybody would do anything to them, but because when you're in my town, when you're in my city, you're in my territory, I'm responsible for you. If anything happens to you, then the 5 families are going to come down on my head and crush me.
Right.
Jay Prince Jr. as an executive, as a check-in, as a mob figure, his track record is he's zero in. He's zero in what?
If you invite me to an event in Detroit and somebody ends up shooting me in the head,
they ain't gonna touch
you. But if it happens, if a weird situation takes place, does this deserve to be attached to your name forever, that you were the one guy who got me shot up by your own negligence? I mean, like, I get how
In the streets.
it is going to happen that way for sure, at least for a while.
The check-in is a street thing, Adam.
Yeah.
The check-in is not a corporate boardroom backdoor deal.
Right.
The check-in thing is a street element. It's a street consequence.
Right.
If I come to your city, right, and you're positioning yourself as the person, as a street figure, right? When Bill Gates goes from wherever he's at to wherever he's going, he's not checking in with anybody.
No, you got regular security.
Right.
Well, probably like the most elite security imaginable.
The whole check-in thing came from the mob.
Yeah.
That's where it came from, right? When Trick had his hand on Detroit, if you came to Detroit and you were friends with Trick, a had better not breathe on you wrong.
Right.
Because if you did, you were going to suffer an egregious consequence for that action.
You're saying this in like past tense? Trick doesn't have the relationship with Detroit anymore?
No, I'm not saying in the past tense. I'm saying when he was really pushing that whole goon squad, no-fly zone shit. If you came to Detroit and you had a problem with Trick, it was going to be an issue. If you touched somebody who was affiliated with them from coast to coast, it was going to be a problem. It's as simple as that. If you come to Detroit and he put his arms around you, you were untouchable. And if you did, somebody did do something to you, there was going to be a consequence to suffer for it.
Right. What is Trick's relationship with Detroit now? And what's your relationship with Trick?
Oh, shit. We was in prison together.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Long before the whole goon squad shit came together.
Yeah.
Trick, I know he cares about this shit that he sees going on right now, but they turned against him so heavy.
Really?
Yeah, when the whole Rick Ross thing happened, when Rick Ross came to Detroit. And
that was bad for him.
That was bad for him because the regular rank and file citizens and the rappers turned against him. Right? They turned against him for that whole situation. So it just was what it was. You know what I mean? So I think Trick narrowly avoided being indicted.
Really?
For that situation.
Wow.
Yeah, because the city was mad at him. People wanted to see Rick Ross.
Yeah.
The rappers even turned against him.
Was that the last time that Eminem did a song with like someone who was a pure Detroit street artist?
No, their relationship had nothing to do with music. The relationship that Trick got with Eminem, it has nothing to do with music. They do a song every now and again with each other, but that relationship, that comes from 30 years of just knowing each other, battling each other, and just having the mutual respect for each other.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It just seems like there probably isn't anybody else that you could kind of compare to that like Eminem shows love to on that level of doing music with him.
Royce.
But Royce is like this like legendary rapper as well, you know, and they have like such a relationship. Yeah.
They locked in.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm Eminem's manager during like the COVID era of all these rappers coming out of Detroit and everything, I'm trying to like insert myself into that a little bit more, you know?
He did.
What was that?
He asked Royce the 5'9", should he do a song with T Grizzly?
Right.
The First Day Out came out.
Yeah.
And Royce told him, according to him, we only know about this because Royce he told the story on the Breakfast Club.
What did Royce say? I didn't even know about that.
He said, yeah, but wait, let's see if he can do what he did with First Day Out again. Let's see if he can really do that again.
Right. Because you don't, as a huge rapper, you don't necessarily want to be attaching yourself to everyone.
Drake did it with the Migos,
yeah.
Versace.
But there weren't one hit wonders.
Nicki Minaj did it with Solid Baby with Whole Lot of Choppers.
Yeah.
I can name a million rappers who lended their credibility, who lended their influence to up-and-coming rappers.
But to be fair, Drake is well known as the guy who will do a song with all kinds of different rappers. Eminem has been so sparing with his cosign over the years that
he co-signed 50 Cent.
One of the biggest rappers of all time.
Not at that time.
Yeah, but he became that through
He co-signed 50 Cent.
But who also was signed to him. He had every reason to do a song with 50. 50 was the hottest rapper. He turned him up.
He turned him up. Yeah,
and he was profiting from it financially, which is different than T Grizzly.
He turned him up when he was being blackballed by the entire industry.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti and the whole they were trying to end 50 Cent
but
before
if
he ever
M
got
did a song with T Grizzly right after First Day Out, I mean, in retrospect, I think it would have been a good look. But it also maybe could have been viewed in a different way. It could have been viewed as like, look at Eminem clout chasing off of the new hot kid from Detroit.
So,
and I think that's what they were probably being cautious of.
No, because that's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what the reason that
But
Royce
what
gave.
Royce said, let's see if he can make another song. Basically, like, we want to see if he can actually have sustained popularity as an artist without your cosign, which I think is reasonable. Even though, ultimately, I think T Grizzly's talented enough as a rapper that wasn't.
See what I just did, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get
See
real.
what I just did.
Were you filming with those earlier, or you just rock them all the time?
They're not even on.
I just got them. I didn't actually work on them
You
yet.
gotta get the displays, the meta displays. Don't get the displays.
What's the displays?
Displays where you have use your fingers and there's a window inside of the window.
Oh, I'm dying to
The
try
meta
that. That
displays,
sounds
yeah.
cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go do the
Shit.
demo.
I should have
So
looked
listen,
into it more.
if Eminem would have done a song off of the success of First Day Out, that would have been a major cosign because of who Eminem is worldwide.
Of course, yeah.
That would have done something not just for T's career, but it would have what would it have meant to the regular rank and file hood nigga who aspires to be a rapper?
Yeah.
The influence would have been immense.
It would have been a very good look for Eminem, but there's another problem that could have happened too. There's all these like scenarios that
butts.
could have unfolded.
In hip hop, when did we get to all these butts in hip hop?
Okay, but there's a problem that happens in rap where an artist gets big too fast because of a cosign. Think of Block Boy JB. Drake gave him the cosign, had the biggest rapper ever. It ruined what was at that time a gradual, slow building of hype around Block Boy JB because it was all of a sudden this insane spike, and he was never able to make another song that really capitalized on it.
In retrospect, if we look at it in hindsight, T Grizzly is a hit making.
He's a very talented rapper and musician. Yes, I agree.
Right.
Yep.
So was he able to make another one?
He made a bunch of other big records, right? Yeah.
He's still relevant now in the culture, right?
Sure. Yeah.
He still has his deal. He signed his deal in 2016.
Yeah.
10 years later.
Yeah.
How many rappers have been in deals for 10 years?
Not a lot in this day and age, yeah. Well, you don't think, I mean, let's be real. The streets think T Grizzly kind of fell off by this point.
Yeah, hey, they can think what they want to think.
Yeah.
But anytime he wants to do what he needs to do, he can do it. I put my money on him.
Yeah.
So another thing is, when it comes to the success of First Day Out, name a Royce da 5'9" song right now.
Listen.
Hold on, motherfucker. Hold on. You like
I
money,
fuck
right?
with Royce da 5'9".
You like money, right?
Here we go.
Don't you like, no. Hold on.
I have a bad memory.
Name a Royce da 5'9" song.
I have a bad memory.
Name a Royce da 5'9"
This
song.
is blood money. Get it away from me.
No, name a Royce da 5'9" song.
I can, however, it will require me going to his Apple Music page.
You just said he was a legend, though.
He's a legendary rapper, yeah.
Name an Eminem song.
Rappers can be legendary without necessarily having a huge song.
Name an Eminem song.
I mean, I could name many.
Name one.
My Name Is.
Name one Royce da 5'9" song.
I can't remember. I know there's great Royce da 5'9" songs, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Name a T Grizzly song besides First Day Out.
Well, he had the Blooders, what was it? The Blooders mixtape with Lil Durk, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any of the particular song names, but No Effort, that was a big one, yeah. Thank you for volunteering that. He has access to Google over there, so. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
T Grizzly, lyrically, is one of the greatest MCs Detroit has ever seen, period. One of the most influential MCs Detroit has ever seen.
So why do you feel like his career may have slowed down a little bit?
Because he's doing other things.
Like
he's doing what you suggested that other rappers do. He's 10 years in, right? So he started to, his focus is not directly on music anymore. His focus is on, he has a bunch of business ventures going on, from real estate to gaming to.
I heard that GTA shit ain't really what it used to be.
It ain't what it used to be for some people who don't have the level of popularity and
I heard it's not
and
what it used to be for him, specifically.
Who?
There's this dude who makes YouTube videos about how he's basically gone out of his way to destroy the virtual economy and his GTA server, which he points out in some of those videos that the number of people consecutively using the GTA server is not what it used to be.
Right.
Granted, GTA 5 been out for like 15 years. GTA 6, hey, I'll bet the house on T Grizzly making a boatload of money when GTA 6 comes out.
And do you know how many other people he's turned on to that? Do you know how many other rappers, how many other his friends are sitting back making $20,000, $30,000 a month?
They have GTA servers, really?
Yes. He's building a GTA server for me right now.
For real?
Yes.
You should be a part of his GTA server. You think you need your own server?
Hey, listen, I'll take the money any way I can. I was a robber.
Yeah.
So to be to sit on GTA and cuss people out and shoot people with virtual guns.
It does look fun. Yeah, I want to with the RP shit.
Can I take my money back now?
Yeah, you definitely can. I ain't taking it. Yeah, that's blood money, man. I don't know who you killed to get that.
Yeah. I robbed.
You killed. I wasn't going to say it before, but all those stories about robbing people at gunpoint, I'm like, man, I know one of them went bad. And that's probably where that money's from. I
have breaking news for you. You hear me?
Yeah, sure.
When you see the full footage of what happened between All-Star JR, Jr., OG33.
You seen it?
And Ben 10, when you see you saw a part of it. When you see the rest of the footage.
The security footage?
All the stories that academics trying to run interference. He's trying to run a PR. Speaking of PR campaign.
On behalf of Team Young Boy?
Yeah, he's running a PR campaign this long for Team Young Boy. But when that footage come out.
It's going to change the whole narrative?
Yes.
In what way? It's going to make All-Star JR look like a badass?
No. JR, listen, bro. JR is not trying to look like a badass. Right? People are accusing him of trolling, right? Trolling is what 6ix9ine did to Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? That's trolling. Don't know him, don't have no relationship with him, right? You're just saying things about them because they are at the top of the totem pole and you're just using them to clout chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
All-Star JR is talking about or made a song about in reference something that he actually lived through, went through and experienced. You talking about what you actually went through, but if somebody else likes it or not, that's not trolling. That's just simply you talking about your life experience. Mm-hmm. That's not trolling.
Right.
He's not speaking from, I didn't tell him a story and he just went and he was recanting what I told him.
Yeah.
He's talking about what he actually went through. That's not trolling.
I mean, but he looks like a badass because he was on defense. He wasn't really with nobody. He had a bunch of dudes try some shit with him, and then he not only survived this encounter, but he actually did more damage than they did.
Listen, I don't give a what academics are saying.
Okay.
He took the gun from them and shot them with their own gun. I wouldn't give a if he was laying on his back or if he was hanging from the rafters like a monkey in the zoo. Y'all attacked him, dropped your gun, he got it, and he bust your ass out.
Yeah, that's bad.
He shot your finger off your body. You can't even dig in your nose with that finger no more. It's gone.
He took Ben 10's finger?
No, the other dead in Ron. He can't even dig in his nose.
Oh no. Well, you got the other hand.
Yeah, but he's used to using this finger.
Awkward to hit it. Switch,
yeah, he got to use this to dig in his nose. He got to use his pinky finger. Almost lost that one too. Ben 10, get up and walk. All the videos, you getting facials, you eating cold ass eggs in a breakfast platter and a styrofoam platter.
You think he's really paralyzed?
Get up and wiggle your toes and show the world that shit bag you got on you.
Ooh.
Show that world that shit bag you got on you, Benny.
Yeah.
Hey Benny, hey Benny. Show the world that shit bag. Hold your shirt up, nigga.
So why is he your op? Just you hate Jay Prince Jr. so much that anyone who rolls around with him is an op?
No, we don't. Listen, All-Star JR didn't know, had never met Ben 10. Doesn't know him at all.
Yeah.
NBA never had a problem with JR.
As somebody who interviewed All-Star JR just because he was, a relatively well-known rapper in Detroit and he had this association with T, etc., it was pretty bizarre for me to see him involved in this storyline after not thinking about him for like the last 4 years, of all storylines. And so you have to hate on them because you're pro Detroit. That makes sense.
No. It has nothing to do with it. I'm pro real nigga shit.
Yeah.
So listen.
All-Star look like a real one and all this.
So listen.
Good for him.
So I've defended many people from Detroit. Some you know, some you don't know, right? So me defending a rapper, it seems like I'm defending the rapper. I'm defending Detroit as a whole because that's the city I represent. Simple as that. It has nothing to do with an individual per se.
Yeah.
Right? You watched rappers who have names turn against me over the last month. Still hasn't stopped me. It still didn't stop JR from telling academics. If you ain't heard it from Dawgface, it ain't come from me. And this is on the backdrop of all these people from Detroit saying, oh, he's not from Detroit. He's from Pontiac. He don't speak for Detroit. But then when the most significant thing that happens, even though it's something negative.
Yeah.
The person who it happened to, who's from Detroit, chooses me to be his voice in the YouTube streets.
How far from Detroit is Pontiac?
20 minutes.
Oh, it's nothing.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way when people are like, I'm not from Detroit, I'm from Flint. It's like, okay, bro.
Flint's our.
We're all the way over here.
Yeah.
Y'all are all in this little cluster. I'm sorry, we're going to lump you all in together. I'm sorry. It's like Long Beach.
The traveling north.
LA dudes will be like, he ain't from LA, from Long Beach. To the rest of the world, Long Beach is LA.
Yeah, so Detroit, going north, up 75. Detroit, Pontiac.
Yeah.
Flint, Saginaw.
Mm-hmm.
It takes an hour to get from Detroit.
An hour is pretty significant.
It takes an hour to get from Detroit to Flint, right?
Yeah. You know, for sure, if there was a rapper who blew up out of like San Diego,
yeah,
that's a 2-hour drive.
The whole thing is, I'm not.
2-3 hour drive.
The whole thing is, every interview I've been getting interviewed. I am the most interviewed person, and I'm more interviewed than any rapper that you know.
Mm.
I've been getting interviewed on a constant, consistent basis for 15 years, right? When you look up YouTube presence, you see more about Dawgface than anybody else in the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not ashamed to be from Pontiac, bro. DDG.
I was gonna bring him up. Yeah, you proud of his contribution to the Pontiac? You know,
I absolutely am. So listen, I'm not running a high. Every interview I've done, they say, well, "Hey, were you born and raised in Detroit?" No, I was born in Pontiac.
Right.
I moved to Detroit. I've been thugging in Detroit for a long, long time. Simple as that. I've never lost a battle in the city of Detroit, whether it's streets or anything else. I certainly haven't lost a social media battle. I certainly haven't lost a YouTube battle. I certainly haven't lost anything.
You ever tap in with DDG?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know his family, but I don't know him.
Do you think it's overall a good thing that you have somebody whose reputation is not based on street shit or whatever, being a good role model out of there?
It's a good thing for any city.
Yeah,
If you can find somebody who's made his way like he has, with the type of influence and leverage that he has, it's a good thing. I think people need to be proud of him. I think the whole state of Michigan needs to be proud of him because he's setting the tone. He's setting the example.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely dope to see.
What it is.
Yeah. No, good for DDG for sure. Okay, what do you think about like Boosie putting out all this shit about his protective custody list? Do you have any thoughts about what yards people are going to? Is this a big conversation in Detroit like it is out here?
No. I don't give a fuck about what Boosie's talking about. Boosie is another motherfucker who picks and chooses who he wants to criticize. I call it selective gangsterism. He's another person. When we went on Vlad and Vlad asked him about QCP, he dumbed up. He knows everything. He knows everything that happened. He dumbed up because he didn't want to run afoul of QCP because of the amount of power, leverage, the artist that he represents. He didn't want to run afoul of that. But Boosie has never been shy about calling somebody a rat. He knows exactly what QCP did, and he held his tongue because he was afraid.
Yeah.
Of that power and of that influence.
Yeah. Nah, it is pretty crazy when you really think about it. There's so few people who have really been consistent about who they're willing to put the cinch jacket on. Yeah.
Think about the whole Young Thug thing. He didn't pipe down off of that shit. Right? He went against Gunna because it was convenient for him to go against Gunna because everybody else was going against Gunna. He didn't go against Young Thug though.
Right.
He dummied up. I don't pay attention to, listen, if you're listening to Boosie and if you think you're getting some substantive quality information, how that's stupid, you a fool.
You think he's stupid?
Yeah, I think he's stupid.
He's a pretty smart guy, business-wise and shit, right?
He's smart as smart is.
Okay.
But you don't look to Boosie for world events.
But the thing about Boosie is that Boosie will only do an interview with Vlad like every 3-4 months. And then when he does the interview, he has the power and the ability to tell Vlad, hey, I don't want to talk about this, this, and this. So Vlad, obviously, like, if he does an interview every 3 or 4 months, there's a bunch of rappers every 3 or 4 months
dumb shit
that you could say, hey, this dude told, what do you think? Wack said this dude told, what do you think? You know, like 1090J made a video about this guy, what do you think? Boosie, like, clearly kind of ducks a lot of that shit.
Yeah, he ducks a lot of it because of, I just told you that in the black community, right, we pick and choose. We always have. That's nothing new. People are trying to put the picking and choosing on this generation. Yeah. No, we've always picked and choose based on convenience or based on benefit. Yeah. If I can benefit from you, then even if I know you have done something wrong, I'm not going to condemn you like I would condemn that motherfucker over there because I get nothing from him. I gain nothing from him. He does nothing for me.
The crazy thing about it is that as hip hop fans, prior to 6ix9ine, who was a well-known rapper or figure in hip hop that told?
Nobody.
We went 40 years or whatever of people making gangster rap music, and you never really. There's rumors, or people would put it on somebody, say so and so was a snitch, but you had to kind of take their word for it. Since 6ix9ine, the floodgates truly have opened. Like so many,
all the way open,
to the point where now we have to kind of grade it on a curve, because what Gucci did seems a lot worse than what Gunna did.
You don't have to grade it on a curve,
but there's levels to telling.
You just call it what you call it, right? Yeah. So listen, what we are seeing displayed in hip hop with our stars and our entertainers is what's always been going on in the hood anyway. We're just seeing the hip hop, our stars, our celebrities fall. But this is nothing new. People are not shocked because Gucci Man told on something. They're not shocked. They're not shocked about 6ix9ine. Listen, one of the most popular rappers in the world over the last 5 years, Boston Richie.
Yeah.
We saw him in an interrogation room doing the 1-2. Right? There is life after.
Yeah.
There is life after. White America don't give a fuck. Most of the females don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't care. White America, you say the world looks at it, the world. The world is not a bunch of niggas sitting around judging the motherfucker and pointing the finger at the motherfucker. The world is not Dawgface versus Wack100. The world does not give a fuck about either me or him. The world don't give a fuck about some nigga getting robbed in the studio in Dallas. They don't give a fuck about that shit. That shit is entertainment.
Yeah.
People's downfall has become the world's entertainment.
Yeah.
Niggas have always entertained the world. We've always been the court jesters. That's what we're here for. We're here to entertain the world. Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck about who told on what. Telling on somebody is not going to stop Gucci Man from getting endorsements. Telling on somebody didn't stop him from being paraded out in front of a stadium full of spectators.
Many of which you called him a rat.
He got paid.
I think you are going to be surprised as time goes by how much of an impact this is going to have on Gucci's career.
So let me tell you why I'm not surprised. Because Gucci Man's popularity, success, and his impact was already waning well before this shit happened. Right, yeah. You know, his reputation has already taken so many shots. I think a bigger blow than even this was when he went up to the Breakfast Club and he admitted that he was bipolar and he was on medication and he sat there like a lapdog while his wife guided him through that whole ridiculous interview.
I think it explained things for a lot of people, though.
We knew he was bipolar.
But it explained like why you just don't see him that much and why when you do see him, it seemed like it was in such a controlled environment.
Yeah,
and
she's protecting her bag.
Yeah. But okay, the reason why I even said that about how prior to 2000, there was like such a shortage of people who told in hip hop is that it used to be easy for somebody like Boosie to say, I don't f with rats. And over the last 6 years, it has become kind of difficult to say that because that means you're going to have to cut off a lot of your relationships, even as a guy like Boosie.
Yeah, because even if you don't, listen, even if you don't with a person directly, there are other people who are going to deal with that person.
Yeah.
So do you have to cut them off too?
Yeah.
According to the street rules, if you f with a rat, you're a rat.
Yeah.
So right now, with the way hip hop is right now, you would be cutting off everybody.
Yeah.
Because it is a cycle.
Yeah. But now it's like, you know, even it's hard to remember how this seems so quaint, but 6ix9ine came out here to try to do media when he first got out in like 2020 and maybe 2021, I forget, but like Vlad didn't want him on. I don't even think I was in the conversation. He had to go do a podcast with Logan Paul. You know, he had to go do somebody who was like totally outside of hip hop. And even then it's all talking about snitching or whatever. But that just seems crazy. Like why like now everybody in hip hop's like, yeah, we'll do content with 6ix9ine. Why not? I mean, sure, there's some people who won't, but
you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because the world was judging 6ix9ine according to the black standard.
Yeah.
But black people don't f with him, then we ain't f with him. The world was judging, and the world woke up. Whoa. This guy's kind of funny. He's entertaining. And f them niggas he told on.
And nobody should be even slightly surprised because up until the last 5-6 years, there was another standard. We're not going to do content with Nazis. Now you got Nick Fuentes going on all kinds of huge podcasts. Now you got like that's withered away because now everybody's value, our primary leading value is attention. If they bring attention, people in the media will do it.
There were people saying, I ain't going on Vlad. I ain't going on Glad the police. I ain't going on no jumper. Having the police. Okay. So listen, for the first time, right? For the first time ever, right? Adolescent, young black boys and girls and preteen adolescents, when they were asked what do they want to be, streamers and podcasters came in higher than rappers and singers.
Yeah.
You're a powerhouse. It doesn't matter whether people like what you say, like what you do. It's of no consequence. People can talk about Adam. Oh, Adam let somebody f his wife. If I ain't losing no sleep about it,
right?
Why are you?
Right.
I'm not suffering. She's not suffering. Y'all trying to judge me and what I do according to your own limited understanding of what you think is right and wrong. I don't think the same way you think. The majority of the people in this world, they don't think like black people think in the ghetto. What black people think in the ghetto don't run shit. Does it run politics? It's what black people think about Donald Trump.
I mean,
does that stop Donald Trump from being Donald Trump?
Him doing pretty well with the black population was definitely beneficial to him this time around. But, you know, yeah, obviously it's kind of limited. I mean, like, let's say I knew that Joe Rogan was a Fed, that Joe Rogan like works closely with the Feds. And let's say that I was a criminal. Let's say I'm secretly running some sort of cocaine distribution network. If Joe Rogan invited me on his podcast, I would still go on it. And then I would not tell him about my cocaine distribution plans. Because it's valuable to be able to go on a big platform, right?
Listen, I'm going to defend you here. I'm going to defend you.
Sure.
Adam's a Fed. Adam asks Fed questions, blah, blah, blah. Hey, listen, I'm a content creator, you stupid son of a bitch. My job is to get the scoop. My job is to make my content interesting enough to the point where people will watch it again and again and again. If I ask you a question about something that you know you did and it's criminal, if you answer the question, that's on you, genius.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Like
that's on you.
If you really are such a street dude that you've got all this shit to hide.
Gangsta shoot 'em up, bang, bang ass nigga.
Aren't you used to hiding it because you have to hide it in every other aspect of your life?
What are you doing on No Jumper if you robbing, stealing, and killing, and your only contribution, the only thing that he could ever want to talk to you about is the fact that you're a robber, stealer, killer, drug dealer? Yeah. Who the f are you?
I've interviewed so many people that later on I find out, oh, that guy was a drug dealer. Oh, that guy was a killer. That guy killed a bunch of people. And guess what? When they were on the podcast, they didn't even hint at the fact that they had killed a bunch of people, because if you kill a bunch of people, you're pretty much already putting yourself in the position where you need to make sure that people do not find out about that.
So listen, so do they blame you when you found out later that you interviewed people who you had no idea about their criminal background?
Right.
Did people blame you for that too, or no?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
They blamed you for that?
I mean, it makes no sense, but yeah, for sure. Even the All-Star JR thing, there's people pulling up the old interview that I did with him where we talked for at least a little bit about the fact that he got shot in the head and survived. And people are like, oh my God, look at what happens when you go on No Jumper. Like, you end up in these...
It's a story.
It's like, he was telling me about some shit that happened.
He got shot in the head and survived.
That he knew that he couldn't get in trouble for because it already happened.
He got shot in the head. He ain't telling you about, he didn't say who shot him.
Yeah.
He didn't say he shot nobody. He said, I got shot.
But I really have seen like viral posts of people where the comment section is filled with like, that's what happens when you go on No Jumper. I'm like, this is 4 or 5 years ago.
No. What happened in Houston at Confessions?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with No Jumper.
Yeah.
What happened with Trey? Was that Trey 9? Was it 9 Trey?
Oh, the 9 Trey Bloods, yeah.
That had to do with you.
No.
What happened to Pop Smoke? That was you?
No.
Lil Durk was you?
No.
King Von was you? Quando Rondo's friend getting killed was you?
Yeah.
None of that's you?
And that's the annoying thing, is that people will put the most extreme allegation on you of saying that you're a cop or you're a Fed or whatever.
You're an easy target.
But they don't consider it their responsibility to
not
prove it.
Shit.
But then meanwhile, in the streets, if you're going to call somebody a snitch or whatever, what's the number one thing that a street dude is going to tell you if you call somebody a snitch and you're out of bounds for it? They're going to say, well, if you don't got the black and white, if you don't got proof or whatever, you can't be putting that allegation on it.
Hey, Adam.
Somehow I don't get that same benefit of the doubt.
Hey, Adam, because you're a white boy.
I know.
You're a white boy. So therefore, it's easy to condemn you. But for the same thing they accuse you of doing, they themselves do and have been doing. they picking and choosing. They trying to pick on you because you're Adam 22.
Yeah.
And they believe that you're an easy target.
Yeah.
But the same people who try to pick on you are the same people who wish they were sitting where I'm sitting right now. They wish it upon a star.
Yeah.
All of the people who hate Dawgface, do you know what they're doing right now?
Yeah.
They're pulling their hair out. Right now they're nervous. I'm going to say their name.
Yeah.
On a podcast that has a how many subscribers you got now?
It's like almost 5 million, I think.
You got 5 million? You got 5 million?
Almost. It's like 4.9 or something.
They're pulling their hair out right now.
Yeah.
And if you think they're pulling their hair out right now, wait till tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What?
Breaking news.
Breaking news?
Who's your bestest buddy in this whole content creator game who's just as big, if not bigger than you are?
What?
Well, you know,
Joe Budden?
I've already been on Ack. Me and Ack, but we were friends.
Oh, you're going on Vlad too?
Yeah, I'm going on Vlad,
That's
motherfucker. Yeah, I'm going on Vlad.
There you go.
You hear me?
You've earned it for sure. I figured there's no way Mafi's not bringing you there too. Yeah.
Mafi is a dog. He a dog.
Yeah. That's dope. You'd probably be a repeat guest on there. Which, by the way, like, what are your thoughts on Boosie deciding that Vlad wasn't paying him enough?
I think he's too much in somebody else's business. It is an absolute fact that he found out what 6ix9ine get paid, and that influenced. Boosie doesn't have any complicated thought process. He's a stupid, right? So do you think he has a complicated thought process wherein which he's figuring this shit out and putting all this shit together? He ain't putting this shit together like that. He saw that he heard that he made $50,000, and how could you be paying him, who's a rat, more you paying me? You're not more interesting than he is.
Right.
The content creator game don't have nothing to listen. Doesn't matter if you a real nigga or not.
And he paid what he paid 6ix9ine. I know how much he paid him. He paid him that because it was his first tell-all interview in many, many, many years.
Right.
Meanwhile, Boosie's on interview number 30.
Right.
And his interviews would do really well if there was exciting shit to talk about. But if there wasn't, you know, he's kind of grasping for topics, you know, and that's why they only did. I'm sure Vlad would have loved to interview Boosie every single month if it was a little cheaper.
Listen, Boosie, listen. You became relevant in the interview space, in the YouTube space, because of Vlad.
Yeah.
So Boosie has the same kind of thing that Charleston White has going. You think you're bigger than the program.
Yeah.
We're going to show you that you're not.
Yeah. And this is my main thing, and this is why I think that Boosie turning on Vlad is not going to last in the long term, is because almost every single person who's a repeat guest on Vlad is somebody who also makes their own content.
Yes.
You know, Vlad, like, really, who is he finding? Like, how is he scouting for repeat guests? He's looking at YouTube. He's looking at who has channels, etc. So he looks at somebody like Oskino and says, oh, shit, he's doing really good on YouTube. I should see if he wants to do an interview, and then he becomes a repeat guest. And he's also looking at smaller platforms that are also doing interviews with people.
That's what he did with me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what he did.
Even me, when I'm coming up in the rap game, I found a old ass email that I wrote to Vlad, like when I first started having motion on YouTube, where I was trying to be a guest on there. Why? Because I knew that if I could go on his channel, I could give him content for free, and it would help increase my visibility. So with Boosie, he's acting like he needs to either be on Vlad or do his own channel. Even if your channel does amazing, even if you make $100,000 a month off of your channel, you would still be kind of foolish to not go get 20, 25K, whatever, from Vlad every 3-4 months. Like, this is how the game works now.
You're a damn fool.
Use Vlad's platform, but then work on your own platform as well. That's what everybody else is doing.
You a damn fool.
Artful. He just threw a phone to his homie through between two cameras.
All right. Oh, I want to give a shameless plug to the Compton Pyrus in the building.
Oh.
You hear me?
Shout out to the Compton Pyrus.
Don't try it.
I will not.
Don't try it.
Well, actually, you mentioned porn. The other day, I'm shooting a porn scene with some girl and then another dude, right?
Right.
We banging this chick together. And I'm starting to like, and he told me he's from Compton.
Pause, Adam.
He told me he's from Compton, and as soon as he takes his shirt off, I get like the gang unveil.
Uh-huh.
And he got fucking West Side Pyru across.
Oh, so you heavy on the porn game now?
Oh yeah, I'm
is
deep,
porn?
yeah.
So is that a natural transition from? Because
One hustle's not enough for me.
Right.
You know, I'm a legend in 2 games.
Right. So you just I mean, how did you get into porn, Adam? What happened? No, how did you get into porn? We all be doing now.
Just
we all
having a big old white dick.
Why you guys
just slanging it?
I ain't even offended. You know what I'm saying? I ain't offended because we too men here. We ain't gotta say pause for everything. You hear me?
It's a hustle.
It's a hustle?
Of course. Yeah.
Do you make a lot of money doing that?
I did pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. You ever thought about getting into it?
Who do? Who do? Who got it? It's mine? Oh, yeah, it's all good.
I gave it to your man.
Okay, I got you.
Text you back.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Did you have a pre-existing relationship with the Compton Pyrus?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
What? I'm Dawgface.
I can understand the symbolic value.
So listen. I get along with all robbers.
Oh, okay. Shit, they robbers? All right.
I get along with all steppers.
All right.
The only people who don't like me is bitch ass, hoe ass, pussy ass niggas. Is you a stepper? You gonna step on something? You gonna make something happen? Right? They love me, man.
I like that. But you're wrong with them because you also want to make it clear that you get love from the Pyrus in LA.
No, I ain't trying to make nothing be known.
The ones that don't hang out with Wack.
That's family. I don't give a fuck about no Wack. That's family.
Oh, okay.
That's family. When it's a check-in.
Oh, it is. Oh, shit.
You check in with the #1 crew in the area.
Okay.
They come to Detroit. They come to where I am. They come to Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Detroit. They come where I got them.
That's what's up.
That's how it is.
That's how it's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah. It's some gangster shit. It's a mutual understanding amongst gangsters.
Do you think I'm crazy that I go to all these cities and I don't check in with anybody?
You might need to just check in with the Compton Pyrus, bro, if you want to be safe.
Okay.
Because you ain't having no luck with them goddamn Crips.
Really?
Respectfully. Sorry.
You know the Bloods and the Crips aren't like at war out here by nature, right?
Then you gonna make them. Wack is trying his best to make them go to war with each other.
It's a complicated landscape out there, you know?
It is, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna introduce you to them before we leave, so we can, you know what I'm saying? Because they make major. They
seem like upstanding young gentlemen.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Look, don't get the.
He's telling me, don't judge a book by its cover. These are some great guys.
Ignore all that other shit. They're some great guys.
I know you can be a good guy and have a face tattoo.
Yeah. Yes.
I understand. Yeah. I'm turned on to that. All right. So, where do you feel like what are you all building up to with all this? I feel like you've done like an amazing job making yourself more and more of a focal voice that can be relied on, especially with street shit, especially with Detroit shit, especially with just anything in hip hop that needs an explanation. You've kind of become like one of those guys that Act's going to tap in with when he needs to get some intelligence. Like, where is this all leading up to with you? Are you you're building your own platform and everything as well?
My own platform. Shout out to Relax Street Star. Shout out to the Mafia channel, right?
Yeah.
I'm an integral part of that. Shout out to everybody who's been instrumental in helping me build my brand. Everybody from Kidale, everybody from the Forum magazine, everybody has a voice. Shout out there. All my people, Finkel, Gotti, OG, Fat Tay, all these shameless plugs. I'm gonna use this my shameless plug.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who's been instrumental in helping me do what I do. Mafia has been instrumental, and Jeff from Real Life Street Stars have been instrumental in helping me build my overall brand.
Where is he based out of?
Dallas?
Dallas, right, yeah.
Yeah, Real Life Street Stars. The Blue Couch. That's what they call it, the Blue Couch.
Right.
It. So my whole thing is, I can't be with when it comes to this shit. I am the most dangerous voice in Detroit. I am morphing into the most dangerous voice in the country when it comes to YouTube streets. We call it the YouTube streets.
You are pretty good.
I'm great at this shit. This is just scratching the surface. Shout out to everybody, my whole YouTube streets crew. Shout out to Baby Doll. Shout out to Public Figure, Boogie, Detroit Gossip, Uncle Juice. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting me, who's been standing behind me. Shout out to everybody in Detroit who've been supporting me.
Where would you say you get most of your knowledge about on the topics that you talk about? Are you strictly combing social media, or are you hopping on the phone and really like tapping in with the people who know what's going on before you go on a podcast and discuss some breaking news?
I'm a reader. I'm a student of history, religion, and politics. So I'm an avid reader. I read everything from popular science, popular mechanic to National Geographic. I don't sit up and watch porn all day.
Neither do I.
Right.
Just make it.
Right. I read. I study. I'm a student of all things. You hear me? As a black man, you can afford not to know something because you never know what opportunity presents itself or will present itself. So you have to be ready for whatever comes your way.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes I feel like I got to do more research before I get on here and discuss topics. There's just so much shit going on that it's hard to find the time to like start calling all the right people and stuff. But then when I see Ackhop on stream, I could tell that he's already like ascertained a bunch of information by talking to the people who are closer to the subject matter and everything like that, you know?
I'm warning academics about this Ben 10 NW, what is them niggas, the NBA?
NBA Ben 10.
I'm warning him about trying to provide a safety net for them bitch ass niggas. I'm warning him. I'm telling you, hey, academics, I'm warning you. You can do public relationship for them, but when you get to trying to be specific about shit, I'm warning you not to do that. G7 is in the building, by the way, too.
Okay.
You know what that is?
G7.
You know what that is?
No.
Grizzly Gang.
Ah, okay. Nice.
They in the building right now. Right
That's
there.
good to know.
The big one. The big giant one over there.
Oh, yeah?
The big giant one over
I did a cooking show with T. Grizzly one time.
yeah, how did it turn out?
Well, it's not on YouTube anymore. I looked for it a little while back.
Oh, it wasn't your content?
Nah, he like at some point, I think his label had him doing a cooking show.
Right.
And I guess it didn't work out that well because he stopped doing it.
Okay, well, we should do one. We should do something.
I don't give a f about cooking, but yeah, we could do something.
Do something.
Yeah, definitely.
You got any more questions for me? I know you have questions for me. I know Wack.
That was pretty much the majority.
I know Wack been
yeah.
texting you. What Wack say? Come on.
Actually, I don't think he hit me.
Ain't no way in the world he ain't hit you. He know he watching this shit.
He did not hit me up.
Baby Shooter text you?
Nah.
Tell Baby Shooter, I seen him fight.
It wasn't good?
It wasn't good.
You're implying it wasn't good?
It wasn't good.
Damn.
Hey, LA, I love y'all. I'm in the building. Y'all know what it is. I'm on No Jumper, baby. I made it, baby. Hey, mom.
You made
hey,
it, man.
Mama. Hey, mama.
And you're the second Dawgface I interviewed.
Who? Ain't no. Who? What?
You don't know about the other one?
No, ain't no other Dawgface, man.
Man, I'm sorry.
Call him right now so I can check that bitch ass nigga. You talking about? Ain't no
I
other
have his number,
Dawgface.
but look.
That says everything I need to hear. Let me see.
Wait, why does it not come up?
Because there's only one Dawgface. That's because your content has been bombarded with me.
You don't know about the other Dawgface?
No,
the one who was
no
drinking the
Dawgface.
cranberry juice?
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I interviewed him when he first went viral back in the day, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I heard about
He's like
that.
a Native American
You
motherfucker.
mentioned him when you were mentioning me one day on the
Yeah,
I
that
got
makes
you.
sense, yeah.
I got you.
Definitely.
I'm the only Dawgface, though. He can change his name.
Oh, okay. I'm going to tell him.
You're telling him.
I don't think he's really like street adjacent. He told me he used to live in a tent.
Oh, he
Like,
one of those
on purpose,
free
like
spirit
out
type.
in the woods, yeah.
Yeah, one
Lived
of
in
those.
a tent.
Okay, I get you. It's only one Dawgface.
I don't think you'd be happy living in a tent.
No.
You got bigger aspirations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't think I could live in a tent either.
No.
I never even been camping.
It's hard to a tent, ain't it? You on the ground.
Depends how big it is, but yeah, for sure that could be a problem.
Gotcha. Could be a problem.
If you're gonna live in a tent, you kind of owe it to yourself to have a fire air mattress or something going on.
Something
you know?
like that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep on the fucking.
Any more questions you got for me?
Roots in the dirt.
Ask me a good question.
Shit.
You've been playing with me. I know you
No,
got.
I feel like we did what we were supposed to do.
Uh-huh.
I gotta go to a party in a minute.
Party.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm going to a party.
Am I
It's like
invited?
an industry shit, man.
Am I
I don't
invited?
know. I don't know.
Am I invited?
I don't even have a +1.
What?
Yeah, they didn't even give me a +1.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If I show up at this music industry party with a Dawgface
In
and
the
20 Detroit gang members and
They ain't from
also
Detroit. They
Compton
they
gang
from,
members,
They
yeah.
ain't from. They from here.
The music industry is terrified of the streets of LA. Let me tell you that much.
Look at them. They nice guys though. Look at him. Look at him.
They look
at
like
them.
nice guys, yeah.
Yeah, look at him. He's a God-fearing Christian man.
But you notice how the labels in LA will sign every drill rapper out of Chicago and New York, but they won't sign an LA
You
gangster.
know why? Because these niggas
Scared.
crazy.
They don't want that shit in their
I wouldn't
backyard.
sign them neither. Look at the motherfucker. Look at him right there. Hell no, I ain't signing the motherfucker. I'm signing the motherfucker neither.
When I was with Atlantic, I tried to sign Draco, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads. They don't want to sign people that are going to attract that energy out here.
I'm glad you
know?
said that, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to ever work for a label again?
Yeah. I have no desire to.
Are you
But
going to start your own label?
I have no desire to. But it would be cool to like get to that point, but I don't know. There's like a bunch of artists I could kind of imagine myself signing right now, but it just doesn't really feel like the best use of my time.
So listen, how about we have a conversation through Mafi? We put together something because I have deep roots from Detroit to Memphis to St. Louis to Tampa Bay to Florida, all Central Florida. How about we have a conversation about choosing? How about we choose an artist and we both get behind one artist?
Shit, you got the artists, and I believe in them. I'm open to it for sure.
Yeah. So how about we create some system where we let the people from No Jumper vote on what artist?
There you go.
How about that? Let's shake on it.
But here's the thing. As soon as the artist, like the narrative is so important. And I feel like as soon as the narrative is like,
it's everything.
Oh, No Jumper has their new rapper. That's not the best narrative.
Why not?
When have you ever heard of a rapper blowing up who's signed to a media company?
The media companies are the future. Stop talking down about yourself. Stop underestimating yourself. You're a media tycoon. You're not just Adam.
But I think the people want an artist to seem
we don't
self-made,
give a fuck what the people,
or they want to see him signed to an artist that they already love.
We don't give a fuck what the people want. We decide. We are the culture. We are the movers and shakers in the culture. We don't give a fuck what they say or what they want. We give them what we want them to have. We force feed it to them. We don't give a fuck what they think.
Y'all. The people at home, not the people who are standing directly behind the cameras.
I can't control what they
They might take it the other way.
Don't do that. So listen.
Let's work on it.
Let's choose an artist. Let's have them submit it. We'll let Mafi put it together. We'll find a way for them to submit it, and then we'll let No Jumpers audience decide.
I already got an artist, Crit Mac. No. He be rapping.
Adam, we're talking about somebody who has a command of the English language above and beyond. I ain't even gonna diss Crip Mac.
He's read books. He's smarter than some of the other Crips out there. I'm not gonna diss him
because I don't know him. But I'm talking about somebody more of the the thingy.
Somebody who doesn't have a threat to kill people on his forehead, maybe.
Yeah,
that would probably be a good step in the right direction.
Who fits the overall? Because we're going to decide what the culture wants. We're going to tell them what they like.
But in the music industry, you are kind of beholden to the people. They tell you what's moving, and then you dump gas on it.
So the first time you heard "Sexy Red," you thought it was a smash single?
Pretty much, yeah.
No, you didn't.
For sure,
just laughed.
First time I heard it was like Pound Town. It's a song that was so destined to be gigantic.
So watch this. That tells you how polluted and how corrupt your psychological.
No, because I know what people like.
That do you understand what you're saying?
But I heard her when she was already fully developed, when she had already had songs that were being pushed out to people.
But do you know what that says? You are exposing the consumers of hip hop. If you heard that shit and you knew that it was gonna blow up, what does that say about the consumers of hip hop and some shit like that?
They love ratchet shit. They love hedonistic, crazy. You telling me that
Adam 22 and Dawgface can't pick an artist and turn them into a viable star?
I know about 1 million hoes, and I don't know if any of them are really ready to be Sexy Red. She does stand out to me as kind of uniquely dope.
Dope?
You don't agree?
No, I don't.
Dope, yeah. In hip hop, we say dope. I'm sorry. Maybe not in Detroit.
No. Hip hop is Detroit. Detroit is hip hop.
I know, but
dope.
There's something special about her.
It is something special about it.
Yeah.
It is something.
And people need that.
When that nigga spit that loogie in her pussy, that brown loogie, that was special.
That is special. Yes.
That was special.
Yeah, and that pussy survived that shit.
Made me throw up, my mom, bro.
No?
Made me throw up, bro. And I ain't even dissing Sexy. Because there's a place for everything. There's a time and place for everything.
Right. Well, all the girls I know were, as soon as Sexy Red came out, every girl I know was
listening. Pussy Pink, Booty Hole Brown?
Every girl I know was listening to that shit.
I ain't mad at Sexy.
Because girls want to listen to a girl who's more of a whore than they're comfortable being.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. I ain't mad at Sexy. Yeah. So when you see a Sexy, don't get mad at me.
Most women are not going to like talk about the kind of shit that Cardi B talks about in her songs.
And that's why Cardi is so popular.
They can live through
Cardi,
her.
Megan, Nicki, they're popular because they are unafraid to be their genuine selves, or to at least put on the facade.
No, we all do that. You know, if somebody disrespects me, I'm not going to go kill him. But I'll listen to rappers who talk about how if somebody disrespects them, they're going to go kill him. We're all kind of using music to live voyeuristically through people. So you
say we f***ed up in here?
I don't even think it's f***ed up. I think it's understandable. I mean, we're watching Bruce Lee movies who didn't even know how to do karate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or if they did know how to do karate, they weren't no Bruce Lee.
Yeah, but this ain't no Bruce Lee shit we got going on here. This is some shit.
No, Sexy Red is Bruce Lee. Hey, aw. Right. Shout out to Dawgface. I appreciate you coming on. Tell them where to go subscribe if they want to see your content consistently on YouTube and whatnot.
Hey, listen. Go follow me on Instagram, the most dangerous voice in Detroit. Go subscribe to Mafi channel, M-A-F-I channel. Go subscribe to Real Life Street Stars, Real Life Productions. Subscribe to Kid L, subscribe to the Forum Magazine, subscribe to Everybody Has a Voice, subscribe to OG Fat Tay, subscribe to Finkel Gotti, subscribe to the YouTube Streets, subscribe to No Jumper. Type in Dawgface, I'm everywhere.
He said it. DAWG face, just in case anybody is not aware.
Everybody wear me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, man. It was great getting to know you. I think you're going to be a gigantic force. You're good at what you do.
I appreciate
You're already pretty significant, but you're going to go crazy. Shout out to Dawgface. No Jumper. Coolest podcast in the world. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to our members who actually got to watch this live. And
I'm live?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Nah.
I am.
Nah.
You ain't tell me this was live?
I don't think you came with 20 killers to be scared, right? You rolled with the demons for a reason.
You ain't tell me this was live?
Mafi consulted with me.
How I'm gonna sneak out of here now?
I think
Shooters outside.
Yeah.
Baby, shooters outside.
Shooter and Wack outside with Drake's.
Yeah. Not so much.
This might be your first and last No Jumper interview. That's too bad.
Really?
I mean.
That ain't what they say. That ain't what they said.
Shout out Dawgface. Let's go.
This is Compton, fool.